Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I got a stream for you. I'm sending it to you.
All right.
Nice new coffee. So.
Oh,
What?
someone just posted a clip of Crushables in the Discord. He brought up a picture of Junkrat and it said this man is a terrorist.
Yeah.
Trades official. This man right here is a terrorist, by the way. I'm just gonna come out and say that right now. Trades official. This man right here is a terrorist, by the way. I'm just gonna come out and say.
Jesus Christ. That's still my ringtone from March. That was when I was supposed to wake up today. Wait, why are we live? We're already live, Eric. I don't know how or why, but we're already live.
On the old link or what?
I don't know what happened. We're just already live. Okay, well, welcome in. I don't think I ever hit end stream once the internet crashed, so... So they heard my ringtone from March. Yes, I still got college basketball CBS theme on ringtone. And yeah, we were listening to the Crushables clip. What's going on, guys? I wasn't ready to do an intro yet, but I guess we're just already live, so I mean, screw it. The internet crapped out earlier. We're gonna read off the donos that we had. I'm really confused why YouTube just automatically made us live right when I made the stream. That was very strange, but Elon ruined Twitter. Yeah, I can't even have the Twitter feeds right now. Like, it's not my fault.
Brooke Lopez went back to the Bucks.
Nice.
Got $48 million over 2 years.
That's a bag.
You can thank Houston for driving up that price.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let me tweet this out.
Yeah.
Because even though no, because all right, Blazers Uprise Free and Seed live stream day 2, part 2.
Yeah, I figured we'd look at damn packages and pull up the trade machine and maybe just get off this because I don't feel like updating crap. I'm even more mad now than I was earlier, to be honest. I'm like... It's sinking in, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just, yeah. Another season of Tankathon. I don't even want to do Tankathon next year because it's not that exciting of a draft class. We got bad just in time for a bad draft, man. But this is why we were bummed we didn't get Wemby. This wouldn't be happening if we didn't get Wemby, I don't think.
Oh no, absolutely not.
So
instead of all this doom, we'd be having nothing but
excitement. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was bummed when we got the 3rd pick, and everybody was like, "You should be happy. Be happier." Well, we're gonna read off donos on the last stream that we didn't get to read off, by the way, at some point. Because last stream the internet just. I don't know what happened. YouTube ended the stream. I think it was my internet, but YouTube normally doesn't just end the stream, and YouTube ended the stream, so... But we're going to discuss Dame trade packages and such. I am not hyped about Matas Buzelis. I think the top 5 picks from this draft, just based on what little I've seen a little about like the top prospects in next year's draft, Eric. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, a lot still can change, but yeah.
I mean, at this point, like, if Asar Thompson was in next year's draft class, I would maybe have him as the number 1 prospect right now.
Right now, but yeah, it's hard to argue with that.
Like, that's how next year's draft class is. Just get Bronny for Braun. Why would we want LeBron? Yeah, we're going to bring LeBron in the year after we lose Dame. That would be such a Blazers thing to do.
Cam Johnson is not possible. He signed a free agent deal, so he can't be traded.
Also, the Jeremy Grant contract is worse now that Dame's gone.
By the way, it was reported, I think, by Woj while we were out that that this doesn't change our contract with him.
Yep, we're gonna overpay Jeremy Grant for like, I was okay with it because I thought it was keeping Dame, but. We're not keeping Dame. This contract is not good. I'd rather just take on bad salary for assets. Like, this is going to make it so that we don't have a top pick next year, potentially. I mean, well, we still could, because, you know, look at the last 2 years. But it's going to make it harder to get the number 1 overall pick. We aren't going to make noise. And if we're going to make noise, then it's frustrating that we ran Dame out of town. Like... It's just, dude, the Grant contract is bad now that Dame's gone. The Chris Murray draft pick is bad now. We drafted a 23-year-old to be part of a rebuild because he was experienced like a veteran. That's the selling point that we were given. I mean, this front office is just incapable, bro. It's just so incompetent. What's up?
They do not think it's a rebuild. I've been told time and time again. They do not.
Yeah, they're incompetent.
They are not rebuilding. They think they can do something this year with the team they have.
They are incompetent. They are delusional. They are freaking comical. I mean, it's just there's the best thing that could happen for this franchise would be to clean house, Jody sell the team, new owner brings in a new GM, and everything's new. That's the hope.
Or we can actually hope that this rebuild will be different.
Yeah, but we need a different group. I mean, why would they convince themselves they can compete next year? Like, who's our best player next year?
Yeah.
Ant is our best player, and we're gonna compete, bro.
Unless Scoop's just phenomenal.
Such a joke. We're such a joke. Why are we such a bad... Why does it have to be this team? Why do we have to... We are the new Sacramento Kings.
I don't know. In theory, Sharp and Scoop could be better than any kind of building they've done since 2006 until last year.
In theory, I could be 7 foot and shoot threes like Steph. Maybe, but I don't. The whole in theory thing is just in theory. We could lose the next 8 years. Like,
yeah,
that's what a rebuild is. It's a lot of losing and potentially no end to the losing, but then also a lot of hope, like, oh, well, maybe this collection of young players, if they all pan out, could be a dynasty. It's basically what it is. So, I don't know. I have no optimism right now, because this ownership group and this GM. Shout out to Embarking Box, member for 4 months, says, such a sad day, I'm hoping he goes to San Antonio. Yeah, I'm not hoping he goes to San Antonio.
That's because he lives in Texas. Sean does, and
yeah,
he wants to see Dame play. But
Send Dame to Miami, I guess. I don't know. I don't want Nets fans to have Dame. Screw Nets fans. Although, we could get like 6 really good picks. 5, 6. Here's the thing with Brooklyn's picks. They're better. They have like a pick that's like the best between 2 and potentially 3, depending on how different picks convey. And it's unprotected, and it's like 2027, 2028 or something like that. That's what, we should be trying to maximize our pick value in terms of getting unprotected picks down the line. But the problem is we're going to have to compete against other teams that have unprotected picks, and like, I don't know. I feel like in, 3, 4 years, 5 years, there's going to be a lot of bad teams that are bad because they don't have their picks, because they traded them unprotected, like Atlanta for DeJounte. I mean, they still got Trey, but Ashley, I don't think Nurk really has value, so he might be a throw-in, but we'll look at packages in a bit. If Twitter ever fixes itself, we will have Twitter feeds up.
Max Strus did go to that got official.
To the Cavs.
Lamar Stevens and Jetty Osman to the Spurs into their cap space, and I think the Heat got like a 2nd-round pick or something. And that was it. I do, since it's in this stream, Carter Dick with the $2 donation, would we get Jaime Jaquez? So, what's kind of interesting about Jaime Jaquez? You know how the rumor was he was promised at 18, Tori?
Yeah.
So, how do I want to say this? I'll just say it. If it was the Heat that promised him at 18, he's not going to be part of the trade. It just doesn't make sense, and we're not going to like hold out to have Jaime Jaquez be the player that holds up a trade, right? So like I just don't think the Blazers themselves care that much about getting him if it was the Heat that promised him. However, if he's part of the trade, was the promise from the Blazers? And have we known for 3 press conferences or 3 statements from Joe Cronin that Dame was going to be traded to the Miami Heat? How would you feel about that?
I mean, then we'd have our proof that Cronin was lying. Like, I think it's already obvious, but there's some fans that still have their head in the sand, in my opinion. So, but yeah, it would basically show that they decided to move on from Dame and draft Scoot before even the draft. So all the stuff about they couldn't find anything for the 3rd pick,
Planting the seeds
and blah 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 blah. Like, I mean, you'd have your blatant proof that Joe Cronin is just a freaking liar. So
I'm just saying it could very possibly be that the Heat keep him, and so yeah, I'm expecting him not to be a part of the trade, but if he is, that's going to be interesting because I just don't see them promising a player like Jaquez who really doesn't matter for us,
Yeah. Okay, I need to. So okay, let me rant about something a little off topic. Freaking Elon Musk and Twitter put in a limit today on how many posts accounts can read. That's why the Twitter feeds are glitching. Because Twitter is ran like a freaking joke. Just like the Blazers are. You gotta be kidding me. So I'm gonna try and... Like, I need a... Yeah, let me hide these. I'm gonna try and log into the Alien Wojnarowski mock offseason Twitter account and then pull these up and then see if we can read some posts, you know? Because, like...
Yeah, let's only keep it to those 3 so we don't hit the 600 then, if it works. Or those 4, I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
we should get to 600.
Yeah. I don't understand, dude. Like, it was such a joke.
Marcus with a $20 donation. Man, I feel bad. Y'all were live all day yesterday with no news. Now this. Thanks for all you do to help us get us through this. Man, thanks for being here with us. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if pity party is the right word, but yeah, we're all in this together, right? At least we all feel each other's pain and know what it's like to be a Blazer fan, and that's why this community is so important to both Tori and I.
Yep. Appreciate you. Yeah. Do you want to get caught up on the donos from the stream before?
Yeah, I'm going to read off the ones from this stream real quick, and then before I read off the other donos, I'm going to make sure those people are here first. So it might take a while. But Lucas Davis with a 20 Rand donation. If Miami wants Lillard, it has to give in or he will be traded to another team. Pat Riley is self-centered. He doesn't want to lose Lillard with all the media. Blazer fans have to force the trade for Adebayo, Martin, OG, and picks. Well, Toronto's not being a part of this, so I don't know where you're getting Toronto's part from. But we've already discussed this. This is Cronin has to get whatever contract, whether it's Duncan Robinson or Kyle Lowry, depending on if Nurk's part of the trade or not, and then you have to get at least 3 first and 3 pick swaps. We detailed on the previous stream how to do that, and then you have to find a really good trade for Tyler Hero. So that's the best package Miami can get. They can't offer any more than that. Caleb Martin doesn't matter to us. I mean, sure, they'd take Caleb Martin because he'd be another trade asset, but he's not going to get the Blazers. Like, it's not going to be the difference in a rebuild or not. So the other things are vastly more important. You just have to switch where Shams and Woj are. But other than that, it's looking good. Cool. And yeah, so but it already came out that Dame doesn't want Caleb Martin to be part of the package. Obviously, Jimmy and Bam aren't part of it either. So, yeah, we're not getting anything else. Like, it's not happening. They're not trading Bam for Dame. Like, Dame is going to Miami specifically to play with Bam and Jimmy. So, yeah. David C. with a member for 8 months. Member message. Thank you, David. F. Joe Cronin. At least we're all in this together. Yep. Thanks, man.
Joe Cronin is a fraud. Or he's a liar. I don't know which one's worse.
Been telling you guys he's not built for this, right?
Yep. Oh, you guys just hate Joe Cronin.
He had to make bad trades. Jack M with the $5 donation. Sad effing day in PDX. My heart goes out to you guys and the whole community. Just hopping in, but have we discussed Chicago as a possible sleeper team? No, Dane doesn't want to go to Chicago. That's not even an option right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Knicks are finalizing a trade to send Obi Toppin to the Pacers for 2 second-round picks. Are you freaking kidding me? We can't even freaking get Obi Toppin right now. It's
no,
like
because we'd rather pay Jeremy Grant $32 million a year to be part of a rebuild.
Dude, we could have freaking he'd be a good piece to have like as a combo forward center right now on this rebuild. He would be amazing with like Scoot and Sharp and stuff, like athletically. But no. Okay, we're gonna let him go to the Pacers for 2 freaking second-round picks.
We have a TP big enough to take him. See, that's the thing is like that's the thing about a rebuild, guys. Like, do you guys trust Cronin to make the right moves to get assets on the cheap, like maybe an Obi Toppin, who could still, in my opinion, be a good NBA player, just needed an opportunity? Like, Cronin like, how can you have any confidence in Cronin being the guy to lead a rebuild?
Don't worry, Tori. We didn't want Wiseman because we have these second-round picks to trade as freaking assets, and we don't even freaking trade them for someone that could have been a fucking asset. Such fucking bullshit, dude. God. What's the point of getting 5 seconds? What was the freaking point, dude? We got it for nothing.
Golden State just so they could stab us in the back with some Tortorol bullshit and an investigation. We helped them try and ruin our reputation for fun and seconds that we won't use. Austin Reeves is re-signed with the Lakers.
Congrats to Reeves.
Look, an undrafted rookie who I was high on and said that he would be a steal in his draft. I have more faith in myself to lead a rebuild than Joe Cronin. And I wouldn't have that much faith in myself because GMing is hard. But, bro, like, I mean, I don't know. Here's the thing is, like, there's going to be all these deals where, like, a young player gets traded for next to nothing, and it's not going to be us. Instead, we think we can win next year by running Dame out of town. What the hell are we doing? This Bailey Smith says this feels like a dream. Absolutely. This is a nightmare.
I mean, we still need bigs and wings, right? if it's going to work.
I guess.
Why aren't... That's still the problem. It's always been the problem.
At this point, need becomes a different context, though, you know?
But, I mean, Obi fits both. Someone who could still be young enough to help that timeline with rebuilding Scoot, Sharp, and, but he's also, I don't know, he should help us be better than we were just for getting him for free, right? That Dame fan with a $20 donation. Been watching since the beginning of the channel. Can't believe Dame's really going to be gone. I'll still be rooting for the Blazers, only because of you guys. Y'all have provided W content through the years of pain. Much love. Thank you so much for that donation. That Dame fan, that really means a lot to us.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Thanks for being an OG, too. All right, so I'm going to go back through the last stream stuff.
Getting comments like that is nice. Like, I don't know. I know I don't sound like super enthusiastic or like I normally would thinking a dono like that, but I do truly appreciate it. It's hard to, give the donos the energy they probably deserve. But I appreciate y'all for real.
All right, let me see. I'll just go through these one by one. Took pictures of them. Tell me if you guys are here. Is Jeremiah Wilson in here?
Yeah, the internet crashed on the last stream, so we didn't get to thank the donos at the end of it, unfortunately.
I don't see him. His name doesn't come up in chat, so he hasn't. And Nolan Marshall as well. Let me know if you guys are in here. Bonifacio Ramiro. Tim Boo.
Yeah, let us know if you guys are here, so we can
you guys
get
are
the
here.
Dono from the prior stream.
Don't want to read them off without them being here yet. We did read off Carter Dix to our donation, Miami Heat Uprise. Mm-hmm. Bob and Weave, are you here? It's If you could try to tag me, Eric, in it, so I know that. All right, I can see it. Sam Dooley, are you here? I don't see any of them in chat, so. Carlos Garcia, Pat Mack. Oh, Cole Ray's in here. I'll read off his. Cole Ray had a $10 donation on last stream. I'm calling it Dame for Lowry, Hero, Jovic, and 2 future seconds. They'll keep Hero and cut Lowry and pay out contract over the next 4 years because Nicholson, Cronin will justify Hero staying. That I'm absolutely obliterating Joe Cronin's every move. That's stupid from now on. It's just, I mean, we already did that, but it's magnified now. The spotlight's on you, dude. If you any wrong move, dude, you're getting called out.
I mean, I said this was his litmus test. He absolutely failed. He's no trust in him.
Emerson with the 99. I think is that Philippine pesos. Gonna miss you guys.
Thank you,
going?
Emerson. We're not going anywhere.
You going somewhere, Emerson? You leaving us?
Shout out to Bruce Davis, member for 8 months. Says, love you guys, are the best. I'm an OG. Thank you, Bruce. Good to see you, man. Shout out Truly Spencer PDX, $2 donut. Says, love you guys. We'll support this channel forever. Thank you, Spencer.
Pat
Appreciate
Mack.
your support, man.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Pat Mack became a starter member in the last stream. Thank you, Pat Mack. You also had several donations yesterday, so appreciate it. If I missed you in chat saying you're here, just keep tagging me until I see it, whatever. Cole says, guys, I'm sorry, but this might be my last stream for a few years until front office is sold. Love you guys, but can't support Blazer basketball until things change. Yeah, totally understand. If that's how you feel or that's how you want to deal with this, everyone deals with things in their own way. So hate to see you go. Hopefully you still check in time to time and say hi. And hopefully once we're sold, then you come back and we hear from you and you can rejoice with us or whatever. But yeah, definitely try to come in and chill every once in a while and say hi if that's what you're going to do. Because it's not our fault, right? We're actually been the ones saying that this is going to happen and it's going to lead to this this front office and this general manager. So, yeah. Carter Dick with a $2 donation. Heat Uprise was a joke. Rip City Tele RIP.
I appreciate you, Carter. Yeah, I know it was a joke, man.
Yeah, we know.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like, I'll still be here, bro. Like, I don't know. It might feel like a little bit more like a job instead of something that's fun. But I mean, you guys make it fun, so.
Mm. Well, I mean, I know this isn't out of line, so I'll just say it. For both of us, I think a large part of why we've built such a great community is because we're passionate about these streams. We like doing this. We have fun with it. It's not like a chore or something, even though it sucks coming on here sometimes, like today. In a way it helps. It's almost like therapy or something. So, like, yeah, it just sucks when something kind of zaps that passion from you.
I hate Twitter right now.
We got it just long enough to see that Obi Toppin got traded for scraps.
I hate Twitter right now. What a freaking joke this is, dude.
Eric Olson, $5 donation. Love y'all to death for keeping it real. I'm a ride with this channel till I die. Appreciate you, Eric.
Thank you.
It's been nice meeting you a few times as well. And then Tony Heupel with a $10 donation. Been a Blazer fan since my first game on my 12th birthday in 1987. So you're almost the same age as me. Live near Seattle now. May have to wait for the Sonics to come back. Will still be your fan and watch you guys. Keep it up. Appreciate that, Tony. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I don't think it's like any easier no matter how old you are. It's for me, it's just another thing to add to the list. Talked about this before, but just got done a couple weeks ago filming my top 10 most painful moments as a Blazer fan in my 44 years of life over on Rip City Retro, and there was a lot of painful memories, but forcing Dame out might be worse than losing in some of the conference finals or finals. It's just really, really hard. So, but then if you're younger too, just growing up with Dame and having Dame be your guy, that's also got to be really hard for some of you as well.
I hate Twitter. Elon runs Twitter so terribly. Why are we limited to reading a certain number of posts? What, you gotta
Because he's trying to get everyone to pay the $8.
It's just so pathetic. He's just pathetic. Like, God, dude. Like, literally, just as if nothing else could go wrong. Elon's gonna screw up Twitter again. Because of course.
Is Hawaiian Brian in here?
Did Dame really like that tweet?
Yeah, I think so.
The one about going to Miami, winning a couple rings, then coming back?
Yep.
I mean, if he wants to go to Miami and win a ring and come back when we're good, I'm not even gonna think about that. I wouldn't surprise me though. Mellow Ball 260, yeah.
Can you maybe pin my message there?
Where?
I just put a message in chat about if you left a donation. Want to make sure I don't. Oh, there's Hawaiian Brian. He had a $2 donation last stream. Do we want Jovic and Jaquez in a trade, or Jaquez in a trade with the Heat? Yeah, I mean, we better take Jovic, right? I mean, he's a young player that could have some skill still to break out in the right situation. Still has 3 years left on his rookie deal. That's the really only young asset. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if Hawkins is going to be part of the deal, and I don't want to deal with the thoughts that will be going through my mind if he is. So I almost hope he's not.
I mean, it would be, I don't know, for all the people that said he tried to trade the third pick, and people that just bought everything he said hook, line, and sinker, getting getting a guy who had a promise at 18, that's probably not enough evidence. But I would, if we got evidence that he did,
there's no way to. These people are just going to excuse everything they do.
I just don't understand. Like, these people are so, like, they don't want to. In my mind, it's just like they don't want to acknowledge the reality because it's a tough thing to acknowledge. I don't know. I don't understand these people, man. It's like people want so bad for Joe Cronin to be good that they'll excuse everything he does bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like I legitimately think there's people who have given me proof today that, like, Joe Cronin literally could not have done anything to get any criticism from these people at all. Like, I don't know. What else could he have done worse over the last 2 years to get criticism? So if people aren't willing to give him criticism, like...
Because they got a Scootin' Sharp.
So, but they're the top players on the board because we suck. Like anybody could have looked at a mock draft that doesn't know anything about the NBA. They could be a football fan, right? So they know how a draft works, and you could have put them in there as GM, and they could have just looked at mock drafts when the Blazers are on the clock and said, okay, well, let's take the Scoot guy because he's the highest player on the board, on everybody's board, and let's take the Sharp guy last year. Like, drafting the best available player that is not impressive to me, man. Like, it's whatever. Like, sure, Sharp ends up being really good. He was the best available player on the board. Just because we have a high draft pick doesn't mean Cronin deserves props. We suck, so we get a high draft pick. And then he drafts the best available player. And somehow he deserves props for that, or that excuses anything else he does. I mean, dude, it's weird. Like, think about this cycle. The GM sucks. The team sucks. We get a high draft pick. Draft a good prospect. The GM gets credit for sucking. He gets credit for being bad. It's basically what it is. Insane.
Shout out to Bonifacio Ramiro, $10 donation. Call me Boney like Tony with a B. Let's start the Blazers boycott. See if we can force a sale to Phil Knight. Maybe Dame decides to stay with a change of ownership. No, Dame's not staying. And how do we boycott right now? When there's no games and stuff.
I mean, it's obvious that they don't care about what fans think, so what's boycotting going to do?
Yeah. I mean, boycotting, I don't think we'd ever lose our team, but boycotting might get us to lose. I mean, we don't want a situation where then, because I could very easily see Jody spinning that into, we have to move the team to Seattle or something, you know. And then Boney also had a donation from last stream. $2 donation said boycott to force the sale to Phil Knight. I have no problem if you want to boycott games and stuff coming up. Show a sign, but unfortunately it's not going to help us keep Dame right now. Abe Hockey with a $20 donation. Thank you so much, Abe. Appreciate you guys supporting the community on such a sad day. Hope you guys get outside and do some non-basketball things today. Too important to keep your mental health. Keep your mental healthy, love. Thank you, Abe. Actually, basketball is my escape from reality normally. So, yeah, maybe I'll go shoot some hoops or something later. But, yeah.
Thank you for supporting us on such a sad day, you know?
Yeah. And everyone else. Yeah. But Michelle Wadler with a $5 donation. Here's another sad day in my Blazers life. First Bill Walton, then Clyde, now Dame. Yep. All three of them end up requesting a trade, our three franchise players. And that's why for people who say, like, how could you get that attached to a player instead of the team or the name on the jersey or whatever, it's because Dame actually was the first star that wanted to be in Portland. I mean, there's several other players that embrace the city. So there's a long list of those guys, including Terry Porter, Jerome Kersey, Cliff Robinson. All those guys ended up living here, and were great, but they weren't like our franchise top players. So, I mean, Porter's up there in the top 10 or whatever, but he's not those three. And so the fact that we had arguably the best player in our franchise history, at worst the third best, and he wanted to stay here, wanted to win with him, and this organization told them and told us that they wanted him to be here and wanted to win with him, and that was all a load of crap. It will never sit right with me. So unfortunately, we forced this to happen. It's what happens. It's he through all the freaking noise, all the stupid Stephen A. Smith, get your bum ass out of Portland. You can't ever win there. You can't small markets. You need to get to a big market.
Bro, you're just trying to piss me off by bringing up Stephen A. Smith. Fuck Stephen A. Smith.
I know, but what I'm saying is Dame told all those people to F off, right? He's like, no, I'm staying in Portland. I don't care what anyone thinks about me. I am loyal to the soil. I'm going to freaking stay in Portland. And we still freaking treated this dude like that. That's such a freaking joke, man. And now all those freaking people get what they want. Original Dizzy D with the $5 donation. So does Grant want to be here now? What percentage do you give that we trade him by the trade deadline? Make Jody sell the team. # make Jody sell the team. I know Grant wants that contract, and he's going to stay here for now.
Yeah, we gave someone else a 5-year contract who doesn't want to be here. We love giving contracts to people who don't want to be here, because I don't think he actually wants to be here. He just wants to get paid. Great decision.
And I don't know anything about Grant's intentions on wanting to be a part of this still, or if he just took the bag or what. So I'm not gonna say that he only cares about money, because maybe he was sold that he could win here. But this is, I am not going to turn on Jeremy Grant, because out of all the dudes over the last decade, he is the one good player that actually wanted to come to Portland and play with Dame, and that Dame convinced to come here, and that used some leverage to get here. So I do not get turning on Grant. To me, this was something that was agreed upon before, and they're going to make sure they get paid, or he gets paid. They probably think, from the Blazers' perspective, they think either they're still good enough to win without Dame, like we talked about, or if they're not, he'd still have trade value. So so when they're not, he'd still have trade value. I'm sure there's still a lot of teams that would trade for him, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. But this guy Jeremy Grant, I think if you are mad at him, I think it's a little misplaced, because this guy actually wanted to come to Portland, and so I'll always have respect that Jeremy Grant, of all people, was the one dude that actually wanted to come here and help Dame win, and that includes some of Dame's friends that he thought would do the same thing that didn't end up doing it. But props to Jeremy for at least coming here and trying. So yeah, I'm not gonna turn on him. Pasty Zach with a $2 donation. Back-to-back Summer League champs soon.
Yay!
Well, I mean, our Summer League team is basically our real team now, so minus Grant and Ant, right? So basically, if they can't win Summer League, I don't know how they expect them to win regular season games.
Also, yay, we hit 9,000 subs. Wish we did it under better circumstances, but
thank you, everyone.
That's dope.
Oh, Dizzy D, I wasn't saying you were turning on Grant. I was just saying that in general, that I think we owe Grant a little bit of respect for And I know Grant was born here, but I mean, he'd lived here. He was a baby for like a year, and then his dad got traded. So it's not like he grew up here or something. Do I think they'll keep Ant? Yeah, I think they'll keep Ant. I think they'll play him with Scoot in the backcourt. I think they'll just end up starting Sharp at the 3.
Yeah, we'll see if Ant can become a star, I guess.
I mean, I refused to wear a Blazer hat today. Refused to put on any Blazer gear like I normally do. I tore down my sign, my Blazer sign here. I kept the Ant one up though because I still believe in Ant. I still think he's a good player, and I did not want to just give him away. But yeah, I still believe in Ant as a player and a person. So at least we have him to take the reins. And from all accounts, he's just like a tremendous person too. So at least we have like good people still to root for as players, and I'm not going to take it out on any of the players that are still left. Just sucks that we have the front office they do in charge of it.
Yep.
Shout out to Vedron Makaton with the Australian $8 donation. Now that Dame is gone, it's more unlikely we get ownership changes. The value of the team drops. We are screwed. Love you guys. Keep going. Here with you.
Yep, that's all they can hope for is ownership changes.
But the value of the franchise might be going down. They might just try to spin it as they're just as good but cheaper now, like cheaper payroll. Shaggy Squid asks, is there any point
That's
in bringing...
insulting. If that's insulting to the fan base's intelligence, and that's insulting to how good Dame is if they say that crap, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's just I don't know what they're gonna say, but it's gonna be some bullshit, and it's gonna be comically hilarious because this like, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here, but it's comical how bad this front office is and how delusional they are about what it takes to win basketball games and what works and doesn't work. They have, like, they clearly have no idea how to build a cohesive roster or a roster that can win basketball games. They have no idea who's even good and not good in the NBA. They put too much stock into a 4-game winning streak. They put too much stock into Drew Eubanks playing some decent basketball for a tanking team. They put too much stock into a 4-game winning streak with Justice Winslow starting and think that he's a really good role player. Like, they're delusional. They are freaking terrible. They're going to say some BS about how they still want to be competitive and blah, 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 blah. But, I mean, Joe Cronin, the first thing he should be doing in his next press conference is issuing an apology to Damian Lillard, an apology to this fan base, and an apology to everyone. Mm-hmm. That should be his first thing, is he should be apologizing. If he tries to spin it at all, like, he's more of a snake's... Yeah, he will. He's as snake's oil, or I don't know, whatever the saying is that people gave Olshey. I forgot what it was, to be honest. But, I mean,
used car salesman.
Yeah, that's exactly what Cronin is.
Soap opera star.
Yeah, but he doesn't seem like that, so it's okay. I'll just buy whatever he's selling. He's a better used car salesman than Olshey was, is what he is. He's better at being a used car salesman because he's nice. You don't think because he's nice, he seems genuine. You don't think he's trying to take advantage of you and sell you a car at a ridiculous price point, right? But he is. Secretly, deep down, he is. He just doesn't seem like that. So that's how he gets you. And that's how he's gotten a lot of people. Anyway.
Brandon 28 with a $5 donation. I fell in love with Dame and he became my favorite player ever. This will take a big toll on me and how I will watch basketball in general. Yeah, sorry, Brandon. Wish we had better news on the stream today. Dennis Fan with the $5 donation. I'm not going to be happy with this organization until Jody sells the team. Still going to be a fan, but Jody needs to sell. And then I also saw someone in chat who is also correct that franchises of basketball teams, while they might fluctuate, due to something like this, they're more of a long-term investment anyway. So anyone that would think that they wouldn't sell because now the value is lower, they would get lowball offers, is probably not going to be the case for more than a few weeks after this happens. I saw Bob and Weave in here, so I'll read off his donation from the last stream. Thank you, Bob. $5 donation. We paid him in quotes, laughing my ass off. Dame would have made more anywhere other than Portland, less taxes. He'd be a Mellow type star in New York or Miami. Huge public profile.
All right. I'm going to put up these two feeds. We'll see how long it lasts.
What? Sorry, did I miss something, Pastry Zach? You said let's go. At least there's some good news. What's the good news? You think we'll still resign Thibault?
Probably. I mean, they think they can be. They think they can win a championship next year. They think Dame's the guy who's been holding them back from that, apparently. So, Matisse Thybulle, bring him back. Maybe overpay him somehow because we love overpaying our own free agents. Let's do it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How are we gonna get Dame to fix player everyone now that gets traded here when he's not here?
Brian, Elon tweeted out that he's limiting how many Twitter posts each account can read per day, which is just comical.
What are you doing if we sign Eric Bledsoe still, or Eric Gordon still?
I mean, at this point, I can't be any more upset or mad, so I'm not doing anything else.
Yeah, Shady Kubi, we mentioned Austin Reeves going back to the Lakers. Great deal for the Lakers, I think, to get him without having to match a offer almost twice as that much with another team. Yeah, the rookie's officially signed. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sam Dooley is here, so I will read his donation now. He had a $2 donation last stream that said, "My only solace is that I'm not alone in my anger." And that is, unfortunately, that's going to be the theme for us that we have all of you to help us with. And Sam, you in particular have been very positive and a really just fun person to have in streams and to meet in person and stuff like that. So I just want to tell you, and this goes to everyone, but just Sam, you're always kind of funny and outgoing and stuff. So thank you for being who you are as well.
I second that.
Wood for
Yeah, I just have it sitting right next to my computer.
Tori, if we got the 7th pick, it would have sucked, but do you think we trade it and things were different? Or
maybe,
without
getting
Scoot?
the 3rd pick might have been a curse.
Yeah.
If you think about it, like, at least in terms of keeping Dame. God, I feel, dude. Honestly, I feel kind of bad for Scoot in a way.
Yeah, it's
This is the worst situation to get drafted into. Is a team with this front office, right? But then also, um, like a team that basically by drafting him runs its greatest, most loyal player out of town.
mm,
And it's not, Scoot's fault at all, man. And he's like great kid, lots of potential, you know what I mean? But like we draft him and run Dame out of town, and now like you can't help but compare his career to Dame's, and like now he has to live up to like the standard of that was set by the greatest player ever, because that's who he replaced, and that's who the organization basically chose Scoot over that player. So you can't help but hold him to that standard, you know what I mean? And that's not exactly fair, because that's a really high standard. I feel kind of bad for Scoot.
at least he's the type of player that has confidence in himself and believes in himself to think he's going to be a star. So if anyone can overcome it, I think it's him. So hopefully, and people mistake being bummed about Dame into thinking we think Scoot sucks or something. I got so many of those messages like, you hate Scoot, you think Scoot's terrible. Like, I've never said that. I've been very firm this whole time that Scoot would probably go number one in many drafts, and Charlotte was absolutely stupid for not taking Scoot. But yeah, this has nothing to do with Scoot. We can talk about, well, we're gonna have years to talk about Scoot and Sharp and the rebuild and stuff. This is about Dame and this front office today, and yeah. Brandon 28 with another $5 donation. I live in Houston. My dream goal was to watch Dame play at a home game at Portland, but COVID happened and then we tanked, and now it will never happen. I mean, you can still watch him play as a Miami Heat in Houston.
Well, you wanted to go to Portland to
you
see
can
him
come
play
to Portland to watch them play the Heat still.
Yeah. Or, you can come to Portland to watch Scoot and just pretend like Scoot's Dame.
KJ with a $5 donation. There was no message, so I don't know if you said something in there that Twitter held up, but if you did, tag me, Eric, in the chat, and I'll read off your message. But thanks for the $5. And then Caleb Pendergraph, $2 donation. Just woke up after sleeping in. WTF.
Yeah, I feel bad for all the people who are waking up and just finding out about this right now.
Yeah, if you didn't, so this is our second stream today. Our first one just broke down in the middle of it for some reason. But yeah, I told Tori, I called Tori when I saw, and woke him up, and I started tearing up while on the phone with him, and then I started crying at home, got consoled by my wife, and then came on here and thought I was okay and started crying again on the first stream. So if you enjoy seeing me cry or want to make fun of me, go watch that. But yeah, it's been
rough, man.
Kyler H 2024 with the $2 donation. What is the best thing Cronin has done other than Sharp?
Outside of being so bad that he got good draft picks, what is the best thing he's done? He got Grant, but it's not, that hasn't really paid off, and that was Dame's doing. So he
signed an injured Gary Payton that didn't want to be here from the jump.
That was bad. The Norman Rocco trade, he got literally nothing back. The CJ trade helped him get Grant, but that's not really paying off. But the CJ trade, they ended up with with Chris Murray out of the CJ trade. So honestly, maybe the fact that they traded CJ McCollum for Chris Murray, essentially. Although I don't really think that's good either. So they honestly,
also his fault.
You know what I think is his best move. Getting Ryan Rupert to fall to 43 and then selecting him.
And how much of the draft is him and not Schmitz? Right?
True.
Can we just promote Schmitz, the GM?
I wonder what Schmitz thinks about all this, man. I mean, Schmitz seems like a smart guy, though. Like, I would rather have Schmitz as GM. I just wonder, like, what... he's just handling the draft and watching the chaos go down.
I did say when we hired him, it's a little weird if we are dedicated to winning to Dame, why we would bring in someone who specializes in the draft and that we'd end up keeping draft picks and stuff,
Yeah.
Pineapples with a $5 donation. Laughed my ass off. Did you see the Blazers had the audacity to post on Instagram about summer training? The comment on that post are terrible. Yeah, they had a first day of training for summer league video that came out about an hour ago. Great. Thanks, guys. Yeah. And then Vedran Makaton with another Australian $8 donation. Do you think we could rebuild like Memphis without the drama and be in the top 4 in 2 to 3 years' time? Scoot could be better than Ja. Ant is better than Bane. Yeah, I mean, it's tough because they have Jaren Jackson Jr. and like athletic forwards. They make good moves to get those guys and build around their guards. Until Portland can prove that they can put a front court that's worthy of having, guards, I'm just not going to believe it until I see it. And then Lily M with 2 SGD donation. I'm not sure what that is, but thank you for the donation. Top 3 most memorable Dame times in PDX.
What's the question? Top 3 Dame times?
Yeah, obviously for me, it's the 2 shots.
Yeah.
Houston and OKC. And then, I don't know, there's several things that could be next.
To be honest, I don't even really want to think about it because it's just going to make me more upset.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be more upset, honestly. So, sorry to duck the question, but yeah. I'm just trying to not be super upset right now because I don't have the energy for that.
We lacked intensity. Please don't say stuff like that. Come on, man.
Yeah, at this point, Eric, for the foreseeable future, anyone that says answer without emotions or your emotions are getting the better of you or stuff like that, I'm just putting them in timeout. I'm not even acknowledging it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that stuff is just kind of rude to say, honestly. Like, I don't care if you don't share the same emotions, but it's rude to say things like that. So
Raymond Hintz had a comment. I'm upset with where we're at, but equally so with how the front office misrepresented their intended goals to the fans. Would you guys be less upset if they were honest about going young? That's been my whole thing all along. Is when you got the third pick, if you then decided you had to keep it or whatever, just come out and say, hey, like, we weren't intending to get the third pick. When we moved up, it kind of changed things. We would love to have Dame here. We understand if he doesn't want to be here, but we're going to do our best to still build the best team we can. And if Dame wants to be part of that, great. But don't say you're committed to winning, and don't ask him to sit out so you can build that team and then not do that. Just doesn't make sense.
Also, like, we can be emotional and answer things honestly. I hate how it's implied that we're incapable of answering things logically or honestly because we have emotions tied up in this team. Because a lot of people imply that by saying don't answer emotionally. Be honest. Like, we try and think about everything extremely logically, despite our emotions. Like, Usman Garuba and Ty Washington being traded to Atlanta along with draft compensation. What? So the Rockets are trading Garuba and Ty Washington and draft compensation to Atlanta? Kind of confused.
Might be a missing player going back there. That would make it make sense. But hey, there goes another young big that would make sense for a rebuild.
Shout out to, what's the latest donor?
The last one I read was the Dame most memorable moment. So
yeah, sorry for not answering that question too. Like, I'm not trying to just blow off a question or anything. I just truly don't even want to upset myself more by thinking about the good times even right now, because then it's just gonna Shout out to Emma Lom, $10 donut, says, I felt every emotion that Eric and Tori had earlier. Cronin and Jody ruined everything in 2 years, ran the best and loyal Blazer out of town. I'm from New York, and this org is worse than Knicks. Dolan. Yeah.
How sad is that the Knicks are being run better right now than the Bucks?
And the Kings.
And the Kings.
I mean, we are the worst ran organization in the league. I said it back on the trade deadline day, and it's true. I never thought it'd be true to this extent, though. Like, now it's even more true than I ever thought it would be when I said it.
And the Pacers have been by far the least valuable, smallest market team in the NBA, and they've made some great moves.
I love what the Pacers have done.
And they look to have a promising future now, and yeah.
Like, without Dame, if we had a new GM and a new owner, like, I could be, super invested in just, okay, like, whatever. It's still upset about the Dame thing, but it's frustrating having the people we do at the top that did this to Dame. It's frustrating having them here. I want them gone as soon as possible. And part of it is because of how they handled the Dame thing. Part of it is Jody's cheapness. But also, part of it is because I just think they're incapable of even having an offseason like the Mavs or the Pacers had this offseason. Mm-hmm. Which isn't even anything drastic.
No.
I just want, it's sad that I'm like, look at what the Pacers did this offseason. I wish we had a GM that could do something like that.
Identify what your problems are, which he did identify, and then go out and get guys that fill those problems or fix those problems. Yeah.
Streamlabs just sent me an email saying I got my first donation ever, which makes no sense. Did somebody donate through Streamlabs somehow or something? I don't know. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. Shout out to Rohit Paturu with a 180 rupee dono. It says message retracted. So Rohit, I don't know what YouTube did to your message, but I'll leave it in chat and I will try and read it off if I see it. Thank you for the dono. Shout out to Caleb Pendergraph, $5 dono, says, hate this, but I guess a trade is better than Aldridge leaving for nothing. Man, looking back, what a turning point for the last 10 years that was. I'm not sure how much better it's going to be, though, because we'll see what we get back. But our stars leave. Even Dame, because we're so incompetent. So, but, you know, we'll be confident that Scoot and Sharp will stay. I guess. Luckily, they're restricted free agents after their rookie contract, so as long as they don't demand a trade, we got 8 years or so for each. Hopefully they end up being good. We still have Damian Lillard Toyota in Portland. Yeah, what's gonna happen to those? I assume there's still gonna be Dame Lillard Toyotas.
He actually had an event sometime in July where you go meet him and stuff. I don't think he was planning on going anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Austin Irwin. 20. What currency is that, Eric?
That's pounds.
20-pound dono. I need to memorize the pound sign because I always forget what pounds are. No message on the Austin Irwin dono, so Austin, if you meant to leave a message, type it in chat. We'll try and read it off. Don't know what's going on with YouTube right now. At least YouTube is working better than Twitter, though. Shout out to Boomtra Day with the $2 dono. Says, when do you think the trade will happen? I am not sure. Could be today. We'll go live when it does. I don't know how much longer we'll be live with this specific stream. I want to look at Dame packages. Still haven't yet, but I'm set up, ready to look at them.
And Blazers still have to sign some people.
Yeah. CJ Clark, welcome to Starter Membership. Thank you for becoming a channel member. Shout out to Emma Lom, $5 donut, says, the pain is real. Feels worse than when LA left us. Is there a petition we can get together? There's like 600 people here to sign against Jody. Thank you, Emma Lom, for the $5 dono. Truly appreciate the dono, but I am kind of just tired of like, let's petition, let's protest. They don't even care what Dame thinks, you know? They're not going to care if 600 people sign a petition, you know? Like, there's just... I understand it's a way to, like, get the frustration out there and vocalize it, but, I mean, I've... People keep saying, like, let's sign a protest, or let's, you know, or a petition, and this organization doesn't care about what the fans think. You could have 200,000 of us sign a petition. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to do anything. Like, hit them in their pocketbooks where it hurts, and then maybe they'll regret their decisions. That's the only way.
Yeah, and I mean, they just lied to us for 2 straight years, so.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they will watch the petition get more and more signatures and laugh at how high it's gotten, because they think these fans actually think they're doing something, but they're not.
Yeah.
Fortunately, that's that. I mean, I'm not trying to be like rude or anything, but that's the unfortunate situation.
Yeah, I'm not trying. Yeah, I'm definitely not trying to be rude. That's just kind of the truth of the situation, unfortunately.
The only thing we can, Eric Olson, I know you've asked several questions about the 2024 draft. Can we just chill on that today, man? I love you, man, but like none of us want to talk about the 2024 draft right now. Come on. Yeah. The only thing is...
You're fine. It's not... Hey, hold up. No, you're fine. Don't apologize. It's a fair question. It's just, we just honestly don't want to...
I've seen you ask several times about my thoughts on the 2024 draft, and yeah, it's not... I'm not saying...
It's not a bad question or anything. Nothing to apologize for. It's just don't really want to focus on it, you know, so you're good.
But anyways, our only hope with Jody right now, assuming that there's not something in the trust that she has to sell right now, there's no proof of that either way. Um, the only hope is that Adam Silver sees this backlash and forces Jody out somehow due to his. Apparently, there's a rule that they can push for an owner to sell that's part of a trust instead of an actual owner. So that would be the only way, is if he used some of his leverage. But until now, or at this point, he hasn't. I mean, maybe this changes that situation a little bit, but I mean, the NBA at the same time is probably loving this storyline right now. It's as much as it hurts for us. Having Dame go to Miami is going to be crazy.
Adam Silver, save us. Please save us. I would celebrate. Jody Allen selling the team would be cause for celebration. I'd be so happy. And then if they come in and bring in a new GM, I would be so happy. I don't even know who the GM would be or the owner would be. I would just be happy that it's something new. We desperately need to clean house at the top. And until we do so, I think we are going to struggle. Eric is gone now. Goodbye, Eric. Hopefully Twitter's not rate limiting me. Why during free agency, bro? Like, Mo Wagner is returning to the Magic on a 2-year, $16 million deal. Dang, that's higher than I thought he'd get. I vote for putting Douglas Fur on the block. Okay, let's look at Dame trades. Thanks for reminding me. Let me make sure I got every dono. G. Willikers, $5 dono says, Dame and Nurk pick and roll still lethal. I hope they stay together. Blazers should say it's Dame for Bam, or we're trading with Brooklyn. Yeah, I don't think the Blazers will be able to get Bam. The point is that Dame wants to play with Bam, and Portland doesn't really have a ton of leverage because they probably should trade Dame where he wants to go. So I don't see any way to get Bam. We're going to have to be realistic with these trade scenarios. So, all right, let's start putting some stuff together. There, that kind of fits. Yeah. All right. So basically, it's gonna look like probably something like. Does anybody know what the Heat are trading to OKC to get them to take Oladipo? Has there been any news on that, chat? Let me pull up chat on my phone too.
I'm back. Sorry.
Okay. Eric, is there any news on what the Oladipo OKC compensation is?
I did not see anything like confirming what it was.
So they have the 2025 first from. Like, do you have any interest in trading for a future first, or for our first from Chicago back?
0.
Like, you wouldn't just swap, if we got Miami's 2024 first next year, you wouldn't just swap that over?
No, because Miami's 2024,
Yeah,
but why would Chicago do that?
because we're probably going to be in the lottery.
But
But
but that's like the 30th pick.
yeah, I
Maybe.
mean, they get something at least. I don't know, like, God.
I mean, I would do that if I guess I'd do that, yeah. But what if it's not going to convey? Why would we want to give up a first
Because
then?
at some point we're probably going to make the playoffs, and that'll be like the 15th, 16th pick.
Yeah.
I assume Chicago. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't really care to have Miami's 2024 first at all.
Yeah.
Also, I have no idea what Miami's given OKC to take Oladipo. I assume that's going to be a part of a Dame trade, right? So I just don't really know what that looks like. Victor Oladipo isn't even on the Heat roster. They already traded him to OKC. Really, Fanspo? Like, ugh, God, but you don't have to put Oladipo on the Thunder yet.
This doesn't give us any information, but yesterday, Keith Smith tweeted out, "I wouldn't be surprised if Miami and OKC tweak the terms of the pick that is already owed OKC in this Oladipo trade that happened before with these two teams."
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but like, what would they tweak it to that would be better for OKC then? And also better for Miami?
Just 2026 unprotected.
Instead of 2024?
For OKC, it's protected in 2024 and then becomes unprotected or 2025 and then unprotected in 2026. So just take off the 2025 part and make it just unprotected in 2026. I think would be the cleanest way.
But if I'm Portland, I want the 2026 Miami first instead of 2024.
I mean, I just don't know if that's going to be possible. So
I mean, we're the ones trading Dame, so
But-
they got to figure it out.
but I mean, it's already owed. So OKC could just say no, and then we could get even less picks because then we wouldn't get 2024 either.
It's on Miami to figure out, in my opinion, how to get that. Like, we got all the leverage in the world. We're trading the superstar. I don't want
So both an OKC and a Ira Winderman, who's a Miami Heat guy, both said it was 2 second-round picks.
that.
Already done.
Oh, that Miami's trading to OKC.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, also they should swap as part of that. Miami should get their 2025 first back and trade 2024 to OKC, and then we get 2026.
OKC has no reason to do that.
That's part of the trade. 2024 instead of a protected 2025. An unprotected 2024 instead of a protected 2025 first. You don't think they do that?
Hell no. Because that's 2 years down the road, and it becomes unprotected in 2026. There's no chance they're doing that, and it's already been agreed upon that it's 2 seconds. So
I mean, they can still adjust terms of the deal because it's not official.
yeah, but what I'm saying is OKC has no. That you just said the 2024 pick doesn't matter, but the 2026 does. Why would OKC do that?
I mean, throw in an extra second. I don't know. I don't know.
Seconds aren't going to matter to OKC.
I mean, they just took on salary for a couple seconds. They don't even have extra seconds, so whatever. But I don't know. I'd honestly give up a couple of the seconds that we got in the GP2 trade to to get the 2026 Miami first instead of 2024.
I don't think that's enough. I think you'd have to give them a second first.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like, it depends on how OKC interprets this draft compared to 2026, which is hard to project. They might not see as there being much of a difference, so they might say, screw it, sure, give us unprotected 2024.
The 2026 draft could have 2 generational players again.
Yeah, I mean, we were saying that 2 years before Amani Bates was supposed to come into the draft about Amani Bates.
Yeah. I'm just saying teams are gearing up for that 2026 draft right now.
Yeah, so... Okay, well, we get 2024, so we don't get 2026, so we get screwed off the bat. We're getting screwed. Yay. Fucking love it.
I mean, we know this. That's what's going to happen. We're not even getting
sucks.
this. We're going to get 2 first. They're not even going to change the protections, and Cronin's going to be dumb. So
they have to change the protections on that.
Would you be surprised? Would you really be surprised?
No, but I mean, Cronin sucks. Yeah, Cronin is awful. God, this is why I never want to discuss Dame trades. Like, this is just miserable. Miserable. Okay. Hopefully we can get 3 firsts, alright? This is optimistic, I guess, even though we're getting screwed. God, I hate this. Okay, so Thunder, right? So Miami has 2025, right? And then swap. I don't know how to designate the swap, right? Like, most favorable... Right, less favorable. So we get swap rights in 2027, 2028 unprotected.
Yeah.
2030 unprotected. Swap rights in 2029.
Those picks might end up being good, 2020 and 2030.
Yeah, I mean that's the hope, that Miami sucks and we just Okay. There's the picks. So 3 firsts and 2 swaps.
Yeah.
And then
well, if they change the protection to 2026, we can do then a swap in 2025 as well.
Yeah. Potential swap in 2025. Hard to designate with that coming from OKC on Fanspo.
Yeah.
So then we get back Jovic. So Hero plus Jovic plus Oladipo is 11.7 plus 27 is 38.7, and Dame's making 45. But how far into the tax are they after that?
I think they're in the 110% range.
So they have to trade out like 41.
I still think Lowry or Duncan Robinson's going to have to be coming back.
They're close to 110% though with Oladipo, Jovic, and Hero. So
yeah.
I'm doing the math right now. They need to trade out an extra $2.75 million.
Hold up, Tyler Smith. We're not. No one wants Tyler Hero. This is just the first step of this.
Yeah. The problem is the only minimum they have is Highsmith.
Red, we're moving Oladipo to OKC as part of this trade because it can't be official for a week anyway. So might as well make it part of this to have them send out more money. But I think the whole point of moving Oladipo out, they said, was to then match salary for Dame and have that lower amount for Victor. I don't think they're trying to tie the two in together.
I mean, but if you're Portland, you dictate the
we
deal
want
to a
both
certain
teams
extent.
to win the trade, Tori. Both teams have to feel good about it.
I'm just saying how it should be approached. Cronin might feel like a nice guy. Okay, yeah, you can have our best player in franchise history, and we'll make it a little easier on you. Yeah. I mean, Cronin's such a nice guy. Maybe that's the case. I'm just saying how it should be approached, I'm just trying to find how we can put together the best Miami deal within reason. So if that includes saying, okay, Miami, attach Oladipo into this deal so that you can match without us having to take back more salary, then that's the case, in my opinion. But the problem is Highsmith. Drew Smith isn't actually on a contract, huh? This is just a fan spoke glitch, huh?
Yeah. That's just not a bad pickup. Just throw him in.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get to the 110%. And they're like $800,000 short.
With Highsmith?
Yeah, because 31.2 plus Oladipo's 9.4 is 40.6 times 1.1 is 44.66. So they're about, yeah, like.
Gonna have to, yeah, they're gonna have to include Duncan Robinson.
That's such a. I mean. Or you make them include Caleb Martin.
Also not happening.
Are they really in a position to say no to including Caleb Martin when they're getting Damian Lillard?
Yeah.
Well, then they don't get Damian Lillard. They strike out on their entire offseason because they wouldn't trade Caleb Martin for a superstar. Like, that's on them. Is how I'd approach it, but...
Yeah, Dame specifically said he only wanted to go to Miami because of Bam, Jimmy, and Caleb, and that.
Well, damn, you get 2 of the 3, or you can request not to get traded to Miami.
I mean, when you accommodate someone, you can't be like this story. Like, you can't.
We're accommodating him by sending him where he wants to go to play with 2 of his 3. As we can't get completely screwed, though. I mean, we probably will, but
I mean, I don't even know why we're arguing it. We're getting Duncan Robinson. Joe Cronin can't negotiate. Like, this is.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, that's what it should be. Is Caleb Martin? So do we flip Tyler Hero to a third team? This is really what it should be. It should be this, and then who's a good destination for Hero? Because Orlando used their cap space on they were sending Mo Wagner for $8 million a year, which is highly questionable. Could Brooklyn?
I don't think Brooklyn's helping the Heat get Dame.
I mean, if Heat's already getting Dame, then it just becomes okay. Do you want Hero or not? Because Dame's going to Miami, no matter what. But,
Guys, it doesn't matter what I would do or what anyone does. We're only talking about what the Blazers are going to do, and they're going to give up Damian Lillard to Miami for whatever package they can get, and it's not going to be great. I mean, we don't.
Has there been any team tied to Hero chat?
What about? How about the Clippers?
Yeah. But what assets do they have?
Utah has they just drafted 2 shooting guards, didn't they? Keontae George and someone else.
Yeah.
Trying to remember who else they drafted. Bryce Sensabaugh, and they have Hendricks too. I don't know.
Can the Clippers trade these picks?
The Clippers can trade 2028 and 2030, I think.
Do you think they would trade both of them for Hero?
I think you maybe get one of them. Maybe you get.
You know what? I'm taking Caleb Martin out of this deal. Fine, we'll take we'll send. I think we send Nurkic to Miami too. He can be the backup behind Bam. Mm-hmm. And play 18 minutes a game.
We could give. I think actually they have enough, maybe between Morris. Um, oh man, they didn't cut Eric Gordon. They would
Yeah,
have.
can we send like Duncan Robinson and Hero to the Clippers and take back like expiring?
Well, they got Norm. We could get Terrence Mann,
Or
maybe.
honestly, they probably wouldn't hate the idea of Lowry.
But it's hard to get that. That's
Well, yeah.
57 million. How are we getting 57 million?
Norm, Marcus Morris, Batum.
We're going to take Norm's contract back. Zero chance.
No, I think you could. I think you might be able to send Norm to Miami. I don't know. I need to actually like just see what these totals are. So that's outgoing plus Oladipo. Yeah, not quite as good as I was hoping for. Yeah, never mind.
Chief, and I see your question. I don't want to answer that right now. I don't really care about ranking him above Russ or CP3 right now.
So
I think this is the problem we've always had with trades. We make them way too complicated. It just need to send Hero to one team and get a pick and a expiring or something. Like,
yeah, I think if the Clippers want Hero, I think Nurkic makes a lot of sense for them as well. Chris Haynes says a potential Portland Miami deal for Damian Lillard would almost certainly include the involvement of a third team, which would be where Hero
no
would go.
duh.
So
It better be involved. The third team better be involved. If we're talking about Tyler Hero is going to fit great with Sharp and Scoot and Ant, like I'm going to, like,
yeah,
that might get me to rage quit the Blazers. I don't know. Dro, shut up.
So just assumed Oladipo's outgoing to OKC as part of this, and then you can send like Batum to the Heat. Dame just pairing up with former teammates, because then that's, let's see, Miami's trading out 68.4 times 1.1 is 75.2, and that's 75.3. God dang it. Rocco then? Just former Blazers team. Rocco, Norman, Dame.
Cronin is not capable of this, Tori. It's going to be Marcus Morris, and hopefully Terrence Mann or something.
Well, luckily, Pat Riley could maybe negotiate this part of it. Instead of taking back Nurk, takes back Rocco and Norm instead. You know. Yeah. So you could see, like, I think it becomes Portland tries to flip Tyler Hero to a third team. Portland also tries to trade Yusuf Nurkic. If that third team also wants Nurkic, then Miami could get back a couple other pieces instead of Nurk. Right? And then, like,
I mean, we don't have any centers, so I guess we might as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Do you think we keep Nurkic? Like, what do you think?
I think, well, he's either part of a trade, yeah, or we're keeping him. Maybe we take Zubac back instead.
Yeah.
I could definitely see them, if they're trying to win, keeping him.
It's just like, why are they dead set on trying to win now? Now they're gonna want to win. How can we even discuss trades without even knowing if they how serious they think they can be next year? I mean, the simplest thing I guess is to keep Nurk and then um oh crap. Oh yeah, Oladipo. Okay. It's borderline on if that works with Miami, including Oladipo to OKC as part of the deal, but it would work for the Clippers. This is the type of thing I'd be looking for. The Clippers get their point guard and their shooting guard. And they would start Kawhi and PG at the forward spots.
I don't know if Lowry's an answer at a point guard anymore.
No, I know. I mean, but they've been looking for that point guard. I don't really know. I mean, if you want to go simpler, we can just do. Here's the thing. Do you think you could leverage Duncan Robinson to the Clippers for like one of these expirings as part of the deal, or two? I think they'd have to be two of these expirings, like Marcus Morris. He's already outgoing. Or are you like? How do you feel about taking on Duncan Robinson's contract, Eric?
I mean, at this point, with the new rules, I don't think it matters. I'll just take it.
Is the last year of that deal non-guaranteed?
I think it might be. Let me look it up.
Okay. Tori, stop. Stop what?
Yeah, it's half guaranteed. So.
I hate that. Like, I don't. If you can. I mean, I'd just take back Lowry instead.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to care to keep Lowry. Like, just take back Lowry. And then be like Marcus Morris, and then the Clippers still have to trade out another contract, so and then a pick. And it'd probably have to be protected from the Clippers. I don't think they're going to trade an unprotected pick for Tyler Herro. But this is my best guess as to a trade.
Hmm.
There you go. That's like the simplest way I could do it. The Blazers bring in Batum. He can, be a bit of a mentor for repair, I guess. You'd have Scoot, Sharp. You'd have Scoot, Ant, Sharp as your starting point guard, shooting guard, small forward. Batum would come off the bench as like the backup three, I guess, and Lowry would be the backup guard. Or do you think we'd... I wonder if we'd buy out Lowry.
Probably buy him out or try to find another team down the road.
Yeah, I like Batum as a mentor vet for Repair. I think their games have a lot of similarities. You know, countrymen. I think it would be nice to bring in Batum just for Repair, so it's like, it's not that big of a deal to have Batum for Repair or anything, but we're going to have to take, in such a trade like this, we have to take on an expiring contract from the Clippers, or another contract from the Clippers, and it ain't going to be norm, shouldn't be norm. The other option for an expiring is Robert Covington, you know. I'd rather just bring Batum back than Rocco.
Tori, I have to tell you about something.
Yeah, what's up?
According to an international writer who's been pretty spot on about international guys signing places, we have signed Walter Tavares to a multi-year contract. Yes, that Walter Tavares from failed NBA several years ago.
What?
Do you remember him?
Yeah, Walter Tavares. Oh my! See, this is what I'm telling you. Okay, guys, this is what you did. We need a new. I don't know if that's true or not, but bro,
he was EuroLeague Final Four MVP. I think their team just won the championship.
He's 31.
He's tall.
He played 2 seasons in the NBA, 13 games. Last played in 2017. Why would we... What? If that's true, I hope it's all non-guaranteed and just like a training camp invite. I
don't see him coming back for... Why would it be a multi-year contract if it's...
I mean, just if that's true, that we're like definitely bringing him back from Europe, that's just the dumbest, most pointless, most ludicrous thing I've ever heard. Go ahead.
Biggest obstacle to the deal is a massive buyout clause imposed by Real Madrid, which is included in his 5-year contract in 2019.
That would be the most Joe Cronin.
Well, if he's got a humongous buyout, then it's definitely a guaranteed contract, and it would have to make it worth it. It's saying it's more than Facu Campazzo's record buyout a couple years ago.
I hate this organization.
Dame Lillard's retweeting a bunch, or on Instagram posting a bunch of pictures that people are putting of him, and
It's 2023. Damian Lillard has requested a trade, and the Blazers are apparently signing Walter Tavares to a multi-year deal. I wouldn't have been able to make this up. I wouldn't have been able to make this up even if I tried. Like, It's just so absurd. Cronin is awful, guys. Like I've said it constantly. I don't know what else you need. Walter Tavares or Eddie Tavares or whatever. That is like the most blazery bullshit signing that you could come up with.
Hey, we talked about how important international scouting was. No, we thought that was the land repair, but
You cannot make it up, bro. You just can't make it up. Why do we not get a star in a trade for Dame? Because we're going to trade him where he wants to go, and he wants to go to Miami.
and you're not. We don't want to start back. We literally want to rebuild with the rookies or the young guys.
But also, we're going to sign a 31-year-old center who's been out of the league for 6 years.
I don't know if it's real, but it's a verified. I looked up his thing. He's usually the one who breaks when guys from the EuroLeague sign the NBA. So he's got several articles about other players signing too.
We desperately need... God, please hold it, team. Like, why did we waive Watford just to sign...
His name is Donatas Urbanus. It's at URBODO.
Why would we...
If you can even get on Twitter right now.
Why would we waive Watford to sign 31-year-old Walter Tavares? Just you cannot make it up, bro. It's like Cronin is trying to troll us. Like the Kevin Knox thing. Me saying, oh, watch, we're going to draft Chris Murray as part of a rebuild, and then he does that. Now Dame asks out, and then we're going to waive Watford to sign Walter Tavares. It's like this dude is trying to... You just can't make it up, bro. Ishfluent, don't just assume that. Assume that the Blazers are incompetent. That is a much safer assumption. Yes, Devin, that's what we're laughing about. Eddie or Walter Tavares. He goes by Eddie now. He used to go by Walter when he was in the league for, like 12 games. And they think we can win next year.
Hey, another guy that has pro experience, Tori.
You did not miss your dono being read. We're just, Or did you? Did you read?
Well, while you were doing the trade stuff, there was several... What was the last one you read? Do you remember? It was the 600 people to sign against Jody, right?
Yeah, I think so.
G. Willikers with a $5 donation. Damon Nurk PNR is still...
I think that one, yeah. Shout out to Willikers.
I hope they stay together. Blazers should say it's Dame for Bam or trading. Yeah, we're not getting Bam. Vedron Makaton, Australian $3 donation. Did you ever think you would use Dame in Fanspo, Tori? Emalam, $5 donation just hit me. We just tanked for 2 years to have Dame leave. Cronin and Jody shouldn't be allowed at any game and better not be sitting courtside. Adzi Mac, Australian $5 donation. Good morning. Just woke up to the Dame news. I'm going to go cry into my Dame jersey. Can we unwaive Watford? I'm gutted. Tur Zimson with the ISK 1500 donation. Is there a pain threshold on how little we can get back? Can Dame make it happen for nothing? Not nothing, but we pretty much. I mean, we have Joe Cronin in charge of it, so I guess we shouldn't say nothing. We probably could get Lowry and Duncan Robinson, and that's worse than nothing. And no picks or second round picks or something.
Well, luckily, if you include the Oladipo deal as a part of it, if it's Lowry, Jovic, and Oladipo, that matches Dame.
Yeah.
I think. Let me do the math on that and double check, but I'm pretty sure it does.
But in terms of pain threshold, it's going to hurt. I mean, we traded Clyde for Otis Thorpe and a first-round pick. Like, it's just what happens when you have to trade a star in this situation. So, and then also, I mean, Portland just completely lied and misled Dame. Specifically, Joe Cronin lied and misled Dame, and that guy owes it to Dame. So we just have to pay for Cronin being a sleazeball. So, yep, that's just what's going to happen. Liam Best.
Or keep going. Go ahead.
Liam Best, Australian Federal Donation. Well, maybe now that he's finally pushed Dame out, he'll finally become a good GM. This one hurts. Yeah. What? Yeah, he's just going to become a GM because Dame's out. Maybe Dame's been holding him back. Pure Podcast, $2 donation. Will a Dame trade most likely happen today? No clue. It could happen today. Could take weeks. I don't know. Yeah. Victor Oladipo's trade cannot be official till July 7th, so Tory's just trying to work that into that deal so they wouldn't have to give up Duncan Robinson. But
yeah, I'll have another trade to show once we thank all the donos. Or was that all of them?
That is all of them. Let me go back through and see if there's anyone here. Is Bryce T here? Bryce T, if you're watching, just tag me in a message. I'll read your donation off from the last stream that got cut off. Carlos Garcia, I don't know if you're here. You as well. Still waiting to hear from you. And Tim Vu, Jeremiah Wilson, and Nolan Marshall. Any of you guys here?
All right, here is a Dame trade where let me crop this a little better. So if they include the Oladipo part of this deal, it does match. And also the Oladipo part of the deal, that 2025 first to OKC, maybe it becomes 2026, so the Blazers can get 3 first-round picks out of the Heat, 2024, 2028, and 2030, and then swaps in 2027 and 2029. They also get back Jovic and Lowry. And Portland in this deal gets a $16 million trade exception. And Miami keeps Hero. So if Hero doesn't have that much value, like, this is probably the type of trade you'll see. Or we take Hero, and that's comical.
I think we would take him no matter what, but he's definitely has to be part of the trade, right?
Hero? No. I just explained. Lowry, Jovic, Highsmith, and Oladipo match Dame.
Yeah. But why would we be trying to find a third team then?
What'd you say?
The third team news makes it seemingly imply that it is Hero.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely what we should try and do. We should try and maximize value, and if Miami's willing to give up Hero in this type of deal, then we should be trying to flip Hero to that third team. But maybe
that
doesn't.
Sebastian, it says failed because the Heat already traded Oladipo according to Fanspo, so we can't have his contract going out to the Thunder. But in reality, it hasn't actually happened yet, so they could just combine the two trades to make it work.
Yep.
Hassan Nadir asks, or Nader asks, why not more picks in 2024 and 2025? Because they don't, they owe a pick to OKC, so they can't. That's unfortunately the best pick package we can get.
Yep, I mean, so this is like a baseline deal if Hero had no value, but assuming Hero has value, then I mean, yeah, I guess the Clippers would be the place, but
I mean, there's got to be a team that would give up a first for Hero. He's a decent player. Get at least one more first out of it.
Yeah.
Bailey, they are, though. I don't know why people are trying to argue with this. We're not getting Jimmy or Bam. You guys can be mad at us all we want. We're not the ones that forced Dame out. We're freaking pissed about it. Like, why are you guys mad at us? It's so dumb. This is what's gonna happen. This is what we warned you guys about. What would happen if we forced Dame out? We're gonna get screwed. Yeah. We're not getting like 8 first-round picks and like 18 stars. Like
we literally called out media members and people in chat for saying, "Oh well, draft Scoot and then trade Dame for a haul of assets." And we said that haul of assets isn't going to be there because we're going to trade him where he wants to go, and it's going to be like Miami, and this is what they can give up. No, we don't want Ayton. I can't understate, or I can't overstate anymore how much we don't want Ayton. Like this is probably the best you can hope for. Maybe we could get a second first out of Hero. That'd be amazing. But
yeah, 5 firsts be.
I mean, it wouldn't be amazing. It would, be nice though. But you're probably looking at something. Oh, why didn't it put Batum on? Fanspo's glitching. Okay, there we go. So the Heat can complete this trade because you can take back 110% this year. Being over the apron, right? So they could do something like this, or maybe it's Roko, or maybe it's Terrence Mann instead of Batum. Like it could be literally anyone.
Caleb, we are not getting picks back or giving up picks in this trade. Those are swaps, so we get the more favorable between Miami and us. So it's not giving up a pick. It's just
it's just the easiest way to show.
That's the swap.
Mm-hmm. So just look at this as like we're getting the most favorable between ours and Miami's in 2027, and Miami's getting the least favorable in 2027. So basically, we have the right to swap in 2027. We have the right to swap in 2029. We get a 2024 Miami first, a 2028 Clippers first. Probably going to have some protections on that. 2028 Miami first, 2030 Miami first. So it's 4 firsts, and at this point, you hope Miami sucks, and hopefully there's a generational prospect in 2028, 5 years from now. And hopefully we are, like a playoff team, maybe a contender. And then we also get to have fun in the lottery as well. Like, that's the hope. Because this is Miami going all in on Dame and Jimmy. And Dame and Jimmy are not gonna, they are getting up there in age, so at this point you would be assuming Miami
5 years from now
could be maybe terrible. Potentially, we'll see. But Miami's always able to retool, so it'll be hard though with the money they're paying guys. But that's the thing. This is probably like 25th pick. this could be the 25th pick. This could be the 25th pick. This could fall in the protections for the Clippers. We might never get a first. We could just be getting the late first for Dame, and that's it. That's why I didn't want to go this route. Then Scoot says he doesn't want to stay around for a rebuild. Spurs would want Hero? I feel like Hero isn't a Spurs type of player. Raiden with the $2 donut says, we will trade the 2028 pick to get Scoot help. Not. Yeah, we'll draft the next point guard.
And then Mr. Rudy Poo had a $5 donation. Fellas, can we just trade Dame to a team like Brooklyn or Philly? I feel their packages are better, and he would still be on a contender settling for what? Well, one, Philly has no picks they can trade. So if you want 0 draft picks, that's great. So Tobias Harris and Tyrese Maxey would be pretty much their best package, and then just whatever you get from Maxey then. Because Maxey doesn't make sense, just like Hero doesn't, as good as Maxey is. Yeah. So, and Brooklyn doesn't have. You're not getting Mikal Bridges. You're not getting Claxton. You're not getting any of those. Like, they're good players. So we're getting Ben Simmons and a bunch of picks. Like. And then Bill Goat with a $CA donation. Thank you so much, Bill Goat, for that. There was no message, but
I mean, if I'm going after a Brooklyn package, I'm trying to include the Joe Harris to the Pistons trade as part of this. Joe Harris making $19.9 million. So that's with O'Neal and Dinwiddie. That is 9.8 plus 19.9, 49.7 million outgoing. And the 110% is based on the apron, right?
I think it's just if you're into the tax. Well, it's just like the old rules.
I read apron. I've read apron before. Either way, this is still over the apron. So.
We are not getting Nicholas Claxton. I'm sorry, we're just not getting.
Yeah. So another contract would have to go out in this. So like, let's just take on Edmund Sumner, I guess. So this would work, including the Harris to Pistons trade, because that's not official yet, right?
Nothing could be official yet. Yeah.
Well, this trade couldn't be official. They're just trading Joe Harris to the Pistons.
Nothing can be official yet because it's the moratorium.
Yeah, but I thought that only applied to free agent signings. I didn't know that applied to trades.
I think it's all, isn't it all league activity?
I thought it was just free agent signings. I'm not sure.
Like the Jeremy Grant trade, we had to wait till the 7th last year.
Did we? Maybe it is all league. I'm not sure. It might be trades too. Regardless, yeah. If you include Joe Harris, this is the type of deal I'd be looking for. I don't want back Ben Simmons. And then, how many picks do you think you could leverage out of the Nets in this scenario, Eric? I think Nurkic makes sense because they need another center too, so that's why I had him in there. What were you gonna say?
Like 4 or 5.
Yeah, so I forget what it was. They have, I mean, we basically start rooting on Phoenix's downfall because we get back Phoenix unprotected first.
Bill, go with the $279 CA donation. Would everything be diff if Charlotte drafted Scoop? Yeah, I don't know how that would have changed things, but certainly I think it lessens Cronin's scaredness or unwillingness to trade that pick. So maybe things are different. Clearly About had a member message. Thank you both for being here, rooting for Dame number 0. Or letter O or whatever. Lucas Debus, 20 rand donation. 2 trades. Toronto receives Lillard and Little. Portland receives Siakam, OG, and Anunoby, and 2 first-round picks. 3 teams. Or 3 teams. Miami receives Lillard. Toronto receives Hero and a first. Portland receives Martin, OG, Jovic, Achua, and Tris. We're not trading with Toronto for this
Lucas,
stuff.
this is the 3rd time. I mean, if you want to keep donating to keep putting forward this trade package, I mean, go ahead. But this is the 3rd time where you've brought up OG. We're not getting OG. The Raptors aren't trading OG. And they're like, we're not trading Lillard to Toronto. He doesn't want to go to Toronto. Also, OG just leaves in a year. So why would we even value getting back OG? Like, that's not happening, man. But if you want to keep donating to
And also
about OG when it's not going to happen, I mean, that's fine. We appreciate the donos.
They just worked out, we haven't seen the details yet, but a long-term contract with Gary Trent that would seem to indicate, and they got Grady Dick in the draft. That seems to indicate they wouldn't be interested in Hero. I don't know.
Yeah.
And Dame's not going to Toronto, so.
So in 2028, this is like one of the picks that I'd really target if we traded Dame to Brooklyn, right? I highly doubt we're trading him to Brooklyn, but let's just do this let's just talk about this anyway. So Brooklyn has a 2028 first round draft pick from Phoenix. It's swap. They have the right to... Okay, let me just restart. Brooklyn has the right to swap its 2028 first round pick, or if they have it, Philadelphia's 2028 first round pick for Phoenix's 2028 first round pick. Okay? So if you're Portland, you target that because Philadelphia owes a 2027 first to Brooklyn, but it has to be 2 years after they convey a first to OKC, which they owe in 2025. Philadelphia does to OKC. Dwight Powell returns to Dallas. Okay. So if you're Portland, you target that you target that like package of picks because it's should end up being a decent pick because it's unprotected from Phoenix or Brooklyn, whichever one is the best. So you get this. You can actually get both of them in that year. But I think instead you go for Phoenix's 2027 unprotected. Is that Dallas first? That Dallas first in 2029 is unprotected?
I can look it up.
It says it is on. I'm on Real GM, so that's unprotected. I mean, here's what I do though. Okay, so Brooklyn in 2029 has a Phoenix unprotected first, a Brooklyn their own first, and a Dallas unprotected first. I'm asking for the best out of those 3. So in 2028, I want the swap rights that Brooklyn has with Phoenix. So basically the best out of Brooklyn's and Phoenix's 2028 first-round picks unprotected. And then in 2029, I want the best out of Dallas, Brooklyn, and Phoenix unprotected. And then I want in 2027 Phoenix's unprotected pick. And even though that's 3 firsts, Eric, that is better than Miami's trade offer of 4 or 5 firsts, in my opinion, because it would be extremely likely that these picks are in the top 10. That you're getting at least one of these picks is going to be in the top 10. Because this is the best at 3 teams, and this is the best at 2 teams. Do you agree with that? These picks just being much better assets.
Unfortunately, with how far into the future are, there's no way to know that. So
yeah, but when it's one out of 3 teams, the best out of 3 teams, it's more likely.
But
to be good.
Miami could be worse than all of them in 5 years.
Could be, but I'd rather have an unprotected pick that's the best out of 3 teams first in 2029 than just one. Because it's really hard to predict that far into the future, but it just take one out of those 3 teams being really bad for that to be a really good pick, compared to just hoping that Miami's really bad, right? So Brooklyn's package, I think you can increase your likelihood of getting a really, really good pick in years 2027, 2028, or 2029, especially 2029. And I expect Phoenix to be... I think Phoenix is in the same position as Miami is in terms of like how they look in 2027 or 2028. So although I don't know, Beal isn't that old, so maybe they're able to make it work. But that's the thing, it's really hard to predict that far into the future. So I'd want that 2029 first, the best out of those 3 teams between Dallas, Phoenix, and Brooklyn is really juicy in my opinion.
It's all right. I mean, yeah, if it's Brooklyn, this is the best we can probably do. But it's probably going to be Ben Simmons, and we'll get an extra first and not to take him.
So it works with Joe Harris to Detroit, but these are all expirings. This matches for Brooklyn with the 110% rule. Portland gets off all the salary, so then in next year's offseason, Portland would have Anthony Simons and Jeremy Grant's contracts on the books, but then assuming they don't sign anything else, everybody else would be making like 12 million or less. Like Scoot would be making 12 mils, Nas would be making 6 mil, Sharp would be making like 7 mil, something like that. So in a Brooklyn trade, I don't want Ben Simmons back because he'd be on the roster next year, and that's just a bad contract. I would want back Dinwiddie, O'Neal, Mills, Sumner, include the Joe Harris trade as part of it, and then the Blazers next offseason could have cap space to, I don't know, maybe they would finally pursue a star. No, they wouldn't. Well, they probably would, but they'd fail. But more so, the cap space next year, you could take on bad salary in what will be a more loaded free agent class, and you can get back first as part of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Brooklyn's a better option because I think you can increase the likelihood of getting a high draft pick in these years, and you can take back expirings and trade Nurkic out, and Nurkic would make sense because I think they need another center and like a big center because Claxton is a bit undersized and skinny, so kind of a good change of pace with Nurkic off the bench behind him. Anyway, that's what a Brooklyn trade would look like, something like that. But I fully expect Miami to be the team.
Now, do we want to show what it'll actually look like?
No, because I like setting the standard for what it should be, and then, you know, when it's less, then we'll say they got fleeced, you know? Because it will probably be less. Because what, you think Ben Simmons would get traded to Portland in that scenario?
I think they'd pay us extra couple picks, so we'd end up with like 5 firsts for taking Ben on instead of. And why wouldn't we just do that?
Yeah, because that's fine. I don't think that's worse because if you're getting extra picks for taking on Ben, then what are you going to do with that cap space next offseason anyway? You're going to probably take on a couple bad contracts and try and get first anyways, so you might as well just take on Ben and, take the extra first now.
And you have his large expiring contracts or contract next year, and it helps you get up to that 90% minimum floor, salary cap floor.
So if they're willing to, do that to trade Simmons out instead, then absolutely. No problem. It's a cleaner trade if you include the Joe Harris part of it, because I think it would just have to be Harris and Simmons for Nurk and Dame. 37.8 plus 19.9 is 57.1 plus 1. Yeah, so it just have to be Simmons and Harris, and it works for them. So like if you can get, throw in a 20-30 and I don't know if there'd be protections or not, but 20-30 and then like Phoenix's 20-25, which isn't gonna be good, but
the tourism's in with another 1,500 ISK donation. Actual question: who can we rely on being the culture guy going forward? Ant and Shaden are reserved. Scoot is too young. The kids will need direction from the Dame era. Grant Thibault? Question mark.
I think it would be Scoot. I don't think Scoot's too young. I think Scoot will be a great leader right away.
Yeah, and I mean Dame was reserved too when he came aboard and ended up being a leader. Yeah, got a lot of lead by example guys, but yeah, it wouldn't hurt to have. I don't know. I think Grant's a pretty good. I don't know if leader is the right word, but I mean he's a good guy. So he's someone that can. Him and Ant have a good relationship too, so that helps. Alma with a $5 donation. Hard day, but thanks for the live stream, guys. It's the only thing that is consoling me right now. Appreciate it. Appreciate you, Alma. Thanks for the donation.
Appreciate you. Yeah, I mean this is the ideal Dame trade right now, in my opinion. Would be something that looks like this. Maybe you have protections on the 2020-30 first or the 2025 first, but that 2029 first would be hopefully unprotected best of Dallas, Brooklyn, Phoenix. So if one of those teams is bad that year, you're getting a good draft pick. If one of those 3 teams is bad, and then 2028, the best out of Phoenix and Brooklyn, because Brooklyn has swap rights, and so basically Brooklyn gets the best pick, and then that pick is traded to Portland as part of this deal. So if Phoenix or Brooklyn is bad in 2028, you're also getting a high pick in that year. On top of the other first, so. Anyway. And then let's look at a Spurs trade, because there's been talk about it, if you want to.
Sure.
I mean, it's... How much cap space do they have? I saw you ask earlier.
Yeah, about 25 million after some of their moves they've made.
All right, so
they have something that none of the other teams can offer, and that's the ability to basically be a salary dump, kind of. Not the full contract, but over half the contract. So
yeah,
that might be something if the Spurs end up being the team, which I still think it's like over 90%, most likely Miami. The Spurs would be able to trade about 20 million in contracts and still be able to send out Dame.
Yep, I say let him keep Keldon. I don't really want Keldon on this team. Defensively, he's not good.
Yeah, so with San Antonio, Keldon and Vassell, was told would for sure not be part of the trade.
What about Zach Collins?
I don't know about Zach specifically.
Because he's young enough to fit the younger timeline still.
Yeah, but they kind of need him with Wembanyama being there and Sohan being their only other bigs. They don't really have a
trade Nurkic there.
Yeah, Nurk too.
And we can take back Kem Birch and Devontae Graham. Oh yeah, they have Seti Osman now.
I think if you would take some with cap space, you might be able to trade them immediately.
Yeah, I think they can.
Or that could be pulled into this too. So then they'd have a little bit more.
So you said they have $25 million in cap space? The Spurs do?
They do after the trade today. But if you included some of those pieces as part of this, then it would increase. It would just be that much more in cap space.
Yeah.
So now they'd have like 31 in cap space.
So like this, yeah. So this is like right on that $25 million mark. Or if you just wanted to make it a little simpler, you take out Osman and Bassie, and it's probably just Devontae Graham. And then some collection of picks, like Atlanta. Like basically, you just see how many firsts you can get out of this type of a deal. You know, Boston down the line, they got a bunch of different firsts, so just maximize the value of the picks with four and 5 firsts.
Yeah. They have a lot. You can get both Atlanta's unprotected in a few years. They have a Toronto first. And then they can get maybe a couple of theirs.
And then I become a Spurs fan on top of a Blazers fan for a bit because we get to see Dame, Nurk, and Wemby just like we were hoping, but it's just somewhere else.
That'd be so depressing, actually. I would start off by asking for Sohan because I think he would be a good addition to our young core. But
I would go make content with Gary.
Yeah. The thing about trades that people aren't realizing is that the other team still has to be in a position to win after trading for Dame. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense for them to do it either. So the leverage that people think we have with Dame is a little different with a team like San Antonio because it's questionable whether they're even a contender with Dame in his window. So they would be trying to keep every little piece of good player they had and just try to give multiple picks. Same with the Brooklyn scenario. That's why I think Ben Simmons is more likely because he's wouldn't really affect their future by trading him out. So, and with the Heat, you're trading Tyler Hero and Kyle Lowry out and getting Dame. That makes you better, not worse, or whatever. So that's why, I think a guy like Sohan was probably still a part of a good team there, and that's why I said Keldon and Vassell wouldn't be a part of this because they're still trying to be the best team they could. But it would suck having him in the Western Conference still with Wemby.
Yeah. But getting back Zach would be kind of nice. Younger center. Solid role player. Would start center instead of Nurk. Hopefully you can get Zach decently cheap back. Sign him to an extension maybe after he gets traded here. Yeah, that's what a Spurs trade would probably look like. Maybe if it's not Zach, then they don't trade for Nurk, and then it's literally as simple as this. Ken Birch and McDermott, and the 4 or 5 firsts for Dame.
Yeah. Try to squeeze a 6th one, maybe.
Yeah, squeeze as many as you can. So that's what Dame packages look like. That the Blazers should be going after, but who knows? They could get absolutely fleeced by Miami, and it wouldn't surprise me.
Yep, we're going to find out that they didn't even ask them about changing the protections on their picks so they could free up a 3rd first, and we're just getting that 2028 and 2029.
This sucks.
The Portland Spur Blazers, says Madden Mobile.
Yeah. I would literally just put some money down on the Spurs so I have a rooting interest in them, and then I'd go and on the side see if Gary wanted help running his new Spurs channel.
Pat Max says, do you guys think the maximum amount of first-round picks we can get back is 3, or is there a chance we get 4? Just thinking about that Gobert trade and realizing how ridiculous it was. Well, we can definitely get, I mean, it's at least 3 in any package, I think, or it should be.
That's the most Miami could hypothetically trade if they switch the OKC pick, though.
The 4th or 5th would come from Hero being moved to another team. So as long as Cronin gets them to change the protections to maximize what they can trade back, and that might be why it's taking a while right now. It might take a while to try and figure out all this. Find a 3rd team for Hero that's at least willing to give up a 1st and maybe a young player or some sort of expiring. But yeah, so my baseline would be 4 first at least, 3 from whatever team we get, or if it's Miami, 3 and then the 1st from Hero at least, and if it's any other team, I'm not doing it for less than 4 first. And Philly can't trade 4 first. They can't trade any first right now, so maybe they get a couple for Harden. Like maybe they trade Harden to the Clippers and get 2 firsts out of that, and then they can include 2 firsts then. But then maybe you get 2 or 3 for Maxey. Yeah, that's 5. Yeah, 5 first.
Anyway, yeah. We'll probably sign off relatively soon and then go live if Damian gets traded. It's probably time for me to take a nap because I've barely slept the last couple of days, so.
I didn't hear from any of these people, but since I gave them some time, let me just read them off since they might watch the stream later.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Wilson had a $20 donation earlier. Said, I was a team attendant for the Blazers from 2017 to 2021. Dame used to give us bonuses at the end of the season. He would walk into Eric Hallman's office and drop $10K on the desk. He always went above and beyond, 100% class. Thank you. I don't know if you're here anymore, Jeremiah, but thank you so much for sharing that story. Yeah, that's part of the reason. I mean, Dame's just an awesome guy, and it's just been an absolute privilege and joy to watch him play basketball and embrace the city of Portland and want to be here and win. And that's why it hurts so much today. Noah Marshall with the 5 CA donation. Are you guys in the trade him for the most valuable package or trade him to his desired location camp? Raps fan, by the way, we're also hating RGM at the moment.
I mean, we gotta trade him where he wants to go. Like, we can't.
And max the value of that team.
Yeah, but maximize value. Like, don't just get pushed over because of it. So if he's cool with going to Brooklyn and San Antonio and Miami, that makes it easier to get back more. And hopefully, but I think it's just going to be Miami. He's going to be a Miami Heat. No shit, Scotty.
And then I've seen several people say this, including "Why you mad, bro? Is there any possibility for us to trade Dame for Jaylen Brown?" No, he doesn't want to go to the Celtics. First of all, second of all, Jaylen Brown's an expiring contract, so why would we trade a star for Jaylen Brown to have him walk in a year? It just doesn't make any sense. I'd rather have picks at this point.
Yeah.
Tim Vu asked, what would have been an ideal realistic trade the Blazers could have executed to retain Dame? They could have done like 100 different moves in the past year and a half to not get screwed in every move they made or to not commit to young players. Yeah. We'll never know about...
It's like they specifically went a pathway that would lead to Dame asking out in terms of just how they handled everything. So.
Yep. And we'll never know. I guaranteed Dame or Jaylen Brown would be a Blazer. But part of the reason why Dame is upset is him and Jeremy laid the groundwork for that. They put in the work to recruit him here. It was the perfect situation where Jaylen was coming up against a contract negotiation where, just like Jeremy, he could have used his leverage to go or say he's not going to resign with Boston or whatever. And from everything I heard, the Blazers just refused to even explore that trade after Dame had basically handed it to them. And they did not want to trade the third pick and were not willing to even discuss it with Boston, never even called them to discuss it or see what they would have wanted or if that was a possibility. So unfortunately, Dame set it up, and now he's mad because the Blazers said they would do a trade like that with the third pick if he sat out, and he didn't. So Dame's not requesting out from Portland, a place he wants to be and calls home, if stuff like that didn't happen to him, and this organization didn't lie to him. So we'll never know really what was available because the Blazers didn't even care. They obviously chose Scoot and wanted to go this route and didn't care what else was available. So I don't want to hear any more of this. They couldn't get anything for the third pick or whatever. Like, they didn't want anything for the third pick. They wanted Scoot.
Yep. Mike Yannis says sounds like Cap. How does it sound like Cap? Look at where we are, bro. Like, look at the literally the. How does it sound like Cap? Why does it sound like Cap to you?
Dame just all of a sudden isn't loyal anymore and wants to leave Portland.
Like, please explain. Because by all accounts but yours, the Blazers were looking for an Ant plus 3 deal. You buy exactly what the front office wants you to think. Well, exactly what they pitch you.
Well,
and they were pitching you that everything's good with Dame and they're committed to building a winner around him, and now Dame's demanding a trade. So, oh, we got a Cronin quote.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Blazers Joe Cronin. This is a tweet by Adrian Wojnarowski. We have been clear that we want Dame here, but he notified us today he wants out and he'd prefer to play someplace else. What has not changed for us is that we're committed to winning and we are going to do what's best for the team in pursuit of that goal. So Cronin can't even... Yep. I mean, this isn't surprising. I knew they would do that. They're gonna try to blame Dame. They know they're getting crushed. They know they're getting absolutely obliterated. and they're just going to pretend like it was him that wanted out. So,
Yep. And people like Mike in chat are gonna believe it.
mm-hmm.
Like, they didn't do anything, but they, you know what? They said they tried and they want to win. So, you know, despite Dame going back against everything he's ever said and going back against his loyalty and demanding a trade, you know, I'm gonna believe Joe Cronin, who keeps saying that he, you know, they want size in veterans, but then he drafted 3 guys and they're guards. And you know what? So he went back against everything he said. He contradicted everything he said. He hasn't accomplished anything this entire time. But I'm gonna believe him over Dame. I mean, why? I think it's obvious what has happened here. Like, the fact that people think that what you're saying is quote-unquote cap is comical.
Yep, but they think they. I wouldn't be surprised if you were a fly on the wall that you'd be hearing stuff like we're going to be better next year without Dame and stuff like that.
Because we got Walter Tavares.
Why would anyone believe anything this guy says? He's lied every single press conference he's ever had. Every single word that's come out of his mouth has been a lie. Like, and he kept saying he was going to wait till next time, wait till next time, wait till next time. We're acquiring assets to go all in, push our chips in. Now's the time to do it. No, it was never the time. They wanted you all to believe that. Now they all want you to be freaking stupid and believe this crap after Dame's gone now. They were literally trying to turn everyone against Damian Lillard. That's how sorry this fucking franchise is. They wanted you to turn on the best player in franchise history. They want you guys to actually be dumb enough to fucking turn on Damian Lillard. Fuck that. Fuck you, Joe Cronin. Fuck you, Jody Allen. Fuck you, Burt Cold. Fuck the whole Blazers organization. Fuck all of you.
Well said. So, I mean, choose whatever you guys want to believe. But I think it's very obvious what has happened. Like, shout out to Bryce T, $2 dono. Says, I'm bleeping furious. Cronin is a clown. Absolutely. Never trusted the guy. And everything I've wondered and everything I've suspected has played out in reality. So, but meanwhile, you got other people saying, just wait, just wait, just wait, and nothing they say has ever played out in reality, but they still believe what they're saying. They still believe Joe Cronin. It's just wild. It's just amazing how some people will get the benefit of the doubt to such a great extent. But yeah, Cronin is a clown.
since Bryce T is here, that he's the. Well, Carlos Garcia had a $2 donation earlier. My team worst Cavs. I don't think the Cavs are worse. But Bryce T had a $5 donation in our earlier stream. I saw he just donated. So thank you, Bryce. Why would the Blazers trade Dame to where he wants? We haven't done anything he wanted for years. Send him to Utah for all the picks. I mean, I don't know if Utah would even want him. Danny Ainge seems like he would be doing this same thing if he was in charge trading him. But at least Danny Ainge would be honest about it.
This franchise doesn't deserve to do Dame wrong one more time in order to get an extra pick. I hate that Joe Cronin is trying. I hate that quote. It
was like the worst possible thing you could say.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just. I mean, the way Cronin made it sound, they'll trade him wherever. Which is just, if you're going to do that, why didn't you do that with Norman Powell, CJ McCollum, and Robert Covington then? He didn't have a presser, he just gave Woj a quote. Rockets are nearing a deal with Dylan Brooks. Yay, something to laugh about today. We needed that. Man, at least we're not the Rockets. Might be the one organization that's worse. Shout out to Funk Master General $10 dono. There was no message with it, so if you meant to leave a message, say it in chat. Thank you for the dono. Funk Master General. Cronin thinks he's playing tough with other GMs saying that. I feel like other GMs are laughing at him.
They know he's a dipshit. Yeah.
I mean, he's a guy who got his job without even having to interview for it. Christian, $5 donut, says, we even sent Norm to where he wanted to go. One of the darkest days in Blazer history. Yeah, Norm, we re-signed him on a great deal for Norm, and then he gives no effort, and then we still trade him where he wants to go. Like, that is so backwards. Pat Mack, I wish they did too, man. But that's why we need a new owner that cares. We need our version of a Matt Ishbia. And we need to get Joe Cronin as far away from this organization as possible, because he has brought this organization to its knees, along with Jody Allen and Burt Cold. Shout out to Funk Master General member for 12 months. Says, every single move by Jody and Joe makes sense when viewed through the lens of getting as much money as possible while doing as little as possible. Yep. I mean, Joe Cronin's a yes man, so that's what Jody wanted, right? And now, yeah, I mean, Jody deserves some blame, too.
Michael Akers asked if I'm okay. I don't know. I have people freaking actually trying to tell me that Dame is the problem and Cronin deserves no accountability for some reason. And that
Don't let those people get that bullshit narrative out there, chat. Like,
that's literally what the Blazers want right now, is for the fan base to be convinced. Like someone said in chat earlier, it's almost like they're trying to gaslight their whole fan base into turning it on Dame and making him the problem. And there's some people that are actually going to freaking believe that load of BS. But we got Eddie tomorrow, so it's all good. What is he doing right now to make us actually win? Like, are you signing any free agents? There's plenty of young free agents that could help you win.
Yeah. How is he pursuing that goal in free agency? Rip City Reddit has that mindset. There is a section of people on Rip City Reddit that are just so far gone, and it's the same people that absolutely hate us and despise us and will talk shit about us on Reddit. I mean, that part of the fan base is just so far gone. There is a section of this fan base that is just so far gone. And it's kind of sad. Anyone defending Joe Cronin is just... I see a comment that says, going by the comments on certain fan sites, I would say that 90% are solid Joe Cronin defenders. It's disgusting. Depends on what website you're on. The forum we met on, Eric, is luckily not 90% defending Joe, but there will be those people out there. I mean, it's like we are the outlier in terms of criticizing him. Meanwhile, everybody else has been defending him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but where are we? Where are we now? Dame demanded a trade. Like, so let's see. Should we believe?
Bullshit's fault, not Cronin.
Yeah, the last year and a half, right? You could have either listened to us and heard all the criticism that and all the reasons why things have led to the point where Dame has now requested a trade, or you can listen to everybody that says Cronin's going to fix it, and Cronin is increasing flexibility by giving away assets for nothing, so that he can make a win now trade, and I mean that has not
all Cronin had to do was get a somewhat decent small forward on this roster, and Dame would have been fine. But so obviously what happened was they convinced Dame that they were going to keep the picks, but they would use other assets to trade for someone, right? And get someone else. They said, let us keep the picks. We'll trade for someone. That's the messaging they told him. And then they sat on their freaking hands and refused to make any moves yesterday. So I think they just wanted him to. It's for me, it's painfully obvious with now Cronin reacting that way that they just basically told Damian Lillard, F you, we don't want you here, and we're going to make you look like the bad guy. And I don't care what anyone says about me. I will not allow that to be my mindset. Like, screw all of them. And I hope you guys all aren't blinded by that BS either. Oh, Jeremiah, what's up? I did read your message, but it was so good, I'm going to read it again. He had a $20 message in our earlier stream. He said that he was a team attendant for the Blazers from 2017 to 2021. Dame used to give us bonuses at the end of the season. He would walk into Eric Hallman's office and drop $10K on the desk. He always went above and beyond 100% class. And I appreciate it. Appreciate you for sharing that, Jeremiah.
Front office is talking to Portland today. We're left with the impression that GM Joe Cronin is pursuing a star-level return package for Damian Lillard, and that Joe Cronin plans to look well beyond the Miami Heat to find one. Why does he trade? He's going to trade everybody where they want to go except for Dame. And he's going to make Dame out to be the bad guy. This dude is so shameless. He drafted a 6'2" point guard. And then is trying to make it out like, oh, we're trying to build a winner. We want him here, but he wants out. So we're going to trade him wherever we want. Because we're committed to winning. I just, like, he's already screwed over Dame enough that, I mean, if he does it one more time, like, Eric, I don't even know anymore. It's just, like, I kind of want to laugh at how painfully dumb this entire situation is.
Jake Fisher just tweeted the opposite. Trade conversations that would send Denver or Damian Lillard to Miami. Portland has the goal of finding a third team for Tyler Hero. Which we already knew that, but he's the first to actually come out and say that part out loud. I mean, he needs to just get... I understand. He needs to try and... He's probably trying to force Pat Riley to do his job for him, like you said. But Tyler Hero, come up with a better package, right? Did you read Near 012's message, or is that the last one?
Did you read Dro's?
Near Zero's before that.
Oh, $5 donut. Yeah, you too. No, I have not. Shout Near 012, $5 donut says it sucks, but trying to spread the love. By the way, boo Joe at every home game. Yeah, heck will. Absolutely. Ask him where Dame is. Shout out to Dro, $2 dono, says, what's the motive in all this mess? There's a plan. Dro,
you're being so freaking annoying today.
Wasn't Dro guaranteeing that Dame would be back?
That's my guy. Dro's my guy, but he wanted DeRozan yesterday, and now he's been super annoying today.
Didn't he guarantee that Dame would be back?
There's always a freaking plan, right? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Dro was saying that and guaranteeing that Dame would be back. But now that Dame's requested a trade, he's saying there's a plan. Really? Really, Dro?
You can take the pin message off. I read all the donation.
Shout out to Near 012, $2 dono. Says franchise player, no 19-year-olds, Joe. How about 2? Or I didn't read that right. The franchise player said no 19-year-olds, and Joe said, how about 2? Yep. That's exactly what happened. Connor had a great tweet. Shout out Connor, said, "This dude is going to do better by Norman Powell, who's here for 11 months, than he will by Damian Lillard, who was here for 11 years. And Norman Powell didn't really want to be here like that either. Oh my god, man. At least he's trying to find a third team for Tyler Hero. Now all of a sudden he doesn't want all guards. Interesting.
Thought it was just about getting as much talent as possible, so you're going to take less talent back. I thought size all of a sudden didn't matter because it's just about talent acquisition. Oh, I'm so mad today. I didn't even say this, Tori.
Yeah.
I was listening to a national sports talk radio show, which I always do when I go to bed last night. And they were talking about the Lakers and about how Rob Pelinka has all of a sudden turned into a good GM, you know, and making really good moves. And do you know what they said was the reason? It was hilarious.
What's that?
They said when Rob Pelinka stopped trying to just accumulate as much talent as possible and get as good a players as possible and switched from that mindset to going to finding the best fits possible and the best players that work together to win a championship is when it all clicked for him, and all of a sudden he started making better moves. And
Yeah.
that was the reason why, like, you know, he trades Kuzma and KCP and those guys for Russell Westbrook, you know, and it's all about we just need as many stars as possible here in LA, right? And then the Joe Cronin press conference where he said it doesn't matter like fit, it just matters getting as many talented players in our organization as possible or whatever. It was like the exact opposite. It made me laugh so hard. I mean, there's no right answer. Like, you can win. Yeah.
That's why we focus so much on fit, and people are like, what? You don't want DeMar DeRozan?
Yeah.
Like, yes, because fit matters a ton. And Cronin doesn't seem to care. Cronin is in his early stage Rob Pelinka. Hopefully he has a late stage Rob Pelinka or gets fired before too long. So...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, in terms of Shaheen in chat just reminded me of this. We signed a player that was injured last year, gave him the frickin' bag. The guy didn't want to be here from the minute he signed here and wanted to go back to Golden State the entire season, including sitting out games, and even though he had been deemed healthy by the team, and then we actually traded him to the team he wanted to go to. But now Joe's going to be like, oh no, we can't just trade Dame anywhere. We have to get value for him. Screw that, dude. You don't care. You've never cared about value. Like, don't try to BS us now. Like, we're not dumb. We know you don't care.
Yeah. Shout James D. $2 donut. So is Paul Allen raging in his grave with this mess? Yeah, Paul Allen would not have let it get to this point, in my opinion. But unfortunately, he's not here. His sister is.
It's possible Cronin would have chose, or not Cronin, Paul Allen would have chose the young route, but at least he would have been honest about it. You know, we would have known that was the reason. Yeah.
I got to respond to something. So somebody said in chat, Miles Walker said, they just said he's not going to Miami because they're looking for the best offer available. Woj didn't say that he's not going to Miami, but I responded to chat and it didn't make sense to people. So Cronin just gave Woj a direct quote. Cronin obviously just communicated directly with Woj. So yeah. Woj tweets a direct quote from Cronin, and that Portland, is just looking for the best whatever, and they're going to look outside Miami and blah, blah, blah. That's what Joe Cronin probably told him for leverage purposes or something. It's obvious that Woj's messaging is coming directly from Joe Cronin. Meanwhile, you got Jake Fisher, who's tweeting out that Portland and Miami are trying to find a third team for Tyler Hero. So, if they're trying to find a third team for Tyler Hero, how does that mean that Dame's not going to Miami? Why would they be looking for a destination together for Tyler Hero?
We also have BR Bleacher Report saying that Scoot is unfazed by Dame rumors, saying the number 3 pick would love to play with Lillard, but is ready to be the face of the Blazers as well. I'm ready to embrace that, he said.
Yeah, he said he was asked in an interview. He said he wants to play with Dame, and then he was asked a separate question.
We're not giving him number 0. That number is going to get retired. There's no possible way he's wearing 0. Cronin has literally done the opposite of everything he says. Why would this be any different? His quote to Woj. And then shout out to Connor Messing with the $10 donation. Thank you, Connor. Just got back to the office from delivering mail. As I was about to leave, I see Damian Lillard basketball cards posted at my desk like they are pictures of my family. Sad day, life on life's terms. Yep. Appreciate the donations from everyone. Thank you all for joining us in here. It's just, what if Scoot is baby Jordan? We certainly need him to be at this point.
Yeah, he better be.
D-Rec, there's something going on with the number 7. We haven't given it to anyone. I know Brandon Royce said that Carmelo could wear it if he wanted to, but Carmelo chose not to. So I think at some point the plan is once Brandon Roy's kids graduate, or I don't know if there's multiple or not, graduates high school, I think they're going to bring him in either to the front office or as a coach, and probably incorporate some sort of jersey retirement then. But yeah.
Anyway, we've been live for 3 hours on the stream. We will stream again maybe later tonight if we get more information on stuff. And we'll definitely stream if/when there's a trade. Is there anything else you want to talk about on the stream?
Just thanks everyone for the support and for joining us on this this tough day. Glad you guys are all here. Thanks for all the donations and for killing it yesterday as well. Just thanks.
Shout out Connor. We got one final dono in here. Connor with a $10 dono says, I wouldn't even put it past them to give Scoot number 0. If they did that, bro. I don't think they're that shameless. I don't think they're that messed up, but thank you, Connor, for the dono. yeah, thank you for everyone for the support you've shown us the past couple of days. It's meant a lot. We will see what comes of this. Tim Vu says we should bring in Westbrook so Scoot can see where his career will land if he doesn't develop a jumper.
Might as well at this point, right? Can you imagine going from Dame to Rose?
Okay, we got to get off the stream because I
Oh
can't
my
anymore with your hypotheticals. God. Thank you, Pat Mac. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, we'll be live if there's any more developments tonight, and it'll be later tonight. I just need a break because the last basically the last 24 hours I've streamed for 15 of them. I'm guessing.
As we streamed 8 hours plus yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, we've streamed today for like 5. Yeah, so 13, 14 hours. Yeah, a lot of streaming in 24 hours. So I'm going to take a break and watch. They're going to pull off a trade like 15 minutes from now.
Yeah.
God. So we'll be live again when something happens. And
that Willie Tavares signing becoming official.
Okay, we're not going live for no freaking Tavares signing. God. Thank you to everyone for the support. I mean, this sucks. It's a nightmare, but kind of saw it coming, and we will see what happens, man. We're here to give you guys an outlet to vent your frustrations. We are here to help you guys cope, because we are coping too. With that being said, that's a wrap for the stream. We'll catch you next time, whenever that is. And with that, we're out of here. As always, peace out. I don't even want to say go